and if you don't want to, it's free. It's just a great idea. And they also have another system, and that is 93 are free with drain clearing. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. PlumlineServices.com.
Mark, I like that I'm doing your job.
Which one was that?
Getting sandwiches.
No, that's
He also said you should also do
no, I was a janitor.
getting food.
No, I was a janitor. No, nothing to do with food.
And the mouth. That's right.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Sandwich. Now, back east they would say sandwich sometimes or sandwich. Whatever the hell. Sandwich. The Raleigh House is all about addiction recovery and information. I often wonder, was it only my screwed up town or you on that? Did everyone encounter
Now, remember growing back in New York, you would get the Kaiser roll at the deli
does it cost?
with your
With
Coke.
the black dots on it.
Oh my God, it's so good. Or you go to the Italian place.
With a really crispy crust and soft inside, right?
With the hero.
With ham.
The hero with the Italian bread, with the meatballs, sausage, and
oh God.
And the mozzarella.
Because they use Babbel,
Hard to beat.
selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology.
Do they try to look bad on these commercials? Do they say, let's try to make our commercials as bad as possible?
So people watch them.
Well, they're,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the dealer.
They
does.
know. No one can
The
look
dealer
at
does
those
a Bible product
commercials.
there.
No one can look at those commercials and say, these look good, right?
Confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. And now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get
Babbel.
conversational
I tried it.
language like
Still
Spanish,
Babbel.
French, or more.
Well, they say, why in Europe do they speak so many languages? Because there's like every country there is,
Within 100 miles.
and they all have different languages.
Or half of them have moved into there.
You know, the United States is really the only one that's really deficient in language skills and linguistic skills because we expect everyone to bow to us.
And they should. When it comes to language, you said they did in the air, right?
English is the dominant
No, I mean
language.
in the world.
No, I'm saying in the air, though. Isn't the FAA all, or not just FAA, but every country?
That's because we invented it. We invented international travel. So guys,
Funding for school.
what about though, what did you just say, Dano, that
English is the dominant language, like airlines.
now isn't this weird? No, it is, but isn't this weird that we have how many Chinese, how many billion,
Turn that off for a minute.
or how many Indians, yet we took over the language?
Production
I mean,
across
by-
Colorado. But we won't be fooled. Call your legislator and tell them to stop SB 181. 303-866-2904. Stop SB 181. Paid for by the Colorado Petroleum Council, a division of API.
Hi, this is Courtney,
The
Vice President.
Eastern countries idolized the Western way of life, and now they try to catch up to the industrial world of the United States. I mean, that's where that came from. Everybody was behind us as far as innovation was concerned. So over the course of time, they were emulating the United States.
But also Britain too was English. You know, they were the dominant. You know,
Why is that? Why was England so fucking strong? They really colonized the world. Waiting for
Can I
it.
tell you what I think it was? They had the biggest balls of anybody in Europe. If you look at some of the English kings and the craziness of those rules,
But they went through cyclical cycles. I mean, you look at Genghis Khan, okay, the Mongolians, the area that they controlled for so long. You look at the French for a long time.
What was the
Rome?
I wonder what gave Brits.
No, that's
What
wrong.
gave Brits the strength, the gumption, that's an old word. The gumption, you know. What gave them the balls to colonize the world?
The Navy. The Navy was superior, absolutely. They killed the Spanish Armada. They destroyed the most powerful Navy, absolutely. You look at
Plus air, they were superior.
But think about how they were with.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm Tom, and I really welcome you here. We love having you here. And Century RV is part of the deal here. They're cars, right? Well, they're vehicles. And today, I tell you, Century RV has the largest selection of Cougars anywhere in the country as far as campers and travel trailers, so check them out. Century RV, 303-453-1086. 1111, 2 locations up north at I-25 and 119, and out east, or west, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. SentryRV.com. Steve, welcome to the show. Hi, Steve. And by the way, we're still investigating this F-150, the recall, but I want people's opinions in general. Do you think manufacturers should supply temp vehicles if a recall that's a safety-related recall or an important recall can take a month or 2 to wait for? What's going on with you, Steve?
Hi, Tom. How you doing? This is the reason I'm calling is about a living trust issue.
What can we do to help you?
Well, I don't know. My mom passed away Saturday, and this is out in California, and I was the sole beneficiary to a living trust. I'm her only son, and she went into a rehabilitation.
So, Steve, are you the trustee?
Yes, I was.
Well, you still are. What do you mean you were?
Well, because my mom wound up coming out of this rehab facility and going home. They said they were going to send her home.
And what happened?
I had a cousin that was living there, and he told me she came home for a couple of days, and then her sister came in from out of town and swooped her up and took her up to, this is out in California, up to my cousin's house where she stayed for I don't know how long.
Don't tell me, Steve. Don't tell me they had her dissolve the trust and leave everything to them.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what happened. And
wait a minute. You're telling me that there was a standing living trust that after she got out of the hospital, you can show where they dissolved it, and then she voluntarily left everything to them?
Yep.
Do you think there was undue influence?
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, I'll be honest with you. We weren't the closest, but at the same time, I don't see.
When you say not the closest, Steve, was there animosity?
I didn't think there was.
Okay, how long had it been? Wait, when was the last time you talked to your mom on any level of depth?
Probably in mid-December, before the holidays, and I talked to her right before she was going to get out of this rehab facility. She said she was going home and she felt great. I had another cousin that was staying with her.
Right. And what was this cousin staying with her doing?
Well, he was supposed to be kind of helping her at her house.
Well, Steve, it could be that they really were helping her and she felt obligated to them and thought, my son, he doesn't come and see me, he doesn't do anything, forget this. What state is this?
California.
Okay. How much money are we talking about?
Well, that's another thing. That the house, I found out the house was already put up for sale.
I didn't ask that, Steve. What I asked was this. If you add up all the assets and subtract all the debts, what will the net be?
About $200,000.
Okay. Now, wow. What do we do about this? Now, if there's undue influence and you can prove it, then you can bring this into court and contest it. But well, you can do that without proving. You can take it to court and then prove it. But here's the deal, and this is important. Almost everyone believes when last-minute changes are made, it's undue influence, because this scenario has happened over and over and over. And just believing it doesn't make it so. You have to have some pretty convincing evidence, because if your mom did this with her own hand, did she do it with an attorney?
Evidently, yes.
If she did, then any good attorney would never let someone incompetent do it, and you have to assume, if they're an officer of the court in good standing, this was not a fraud. And that's going to be your biggest problem. Now, everyone that comes to me with this problem, and I say that, says, well, the attorney got a kickback and was in on it. But here's the deal. I don't know. I don't know, Steve. Do you really feel deep inside that your mom was incompetent? She didn't know what she was doing?
That's the thing. I don't know, because I wasn't allowed to see her.
Well, if you don't know, Steve, if you don't know, the default is it's not fraud. I mean, where are you going to start? Where are you going to start, Steve? Do you have money to hire an attorney?
That's the thing I was going to ask you. I mean,
ask what?
Well, I was going to ask. That's another thing I was going to ask was if this is all done legal. All I want.
Hold on. Well, I'm going to give you more time to ask that question. I'm Tom Martino. Danny wants to talk about transmission stuff. Greg wants to talk about something else, an auto problem.
Proposition 112.
Yeah, let's take a look at that number. No, 58%.
Yes, 42%. This was a big one, and the voters said
I'm
absolutely
sending
not.
the in stuff too. Transmission and stuff.
Tonight.
A bigger margin than I think we expected.
Tonight, failed.
Sound familiar? Last fall, Coloradans you and I went to the ballot box and voted overwhelmingly against Proposition 112 by hundreds of thousands of votes. We voted to protect funding for schools.
What do you think it costs
But a
a deal to stay at the
like that result.
at that airport, right at the airport,
So
to
now
stay at
they're
that
trying to
hotel,
ignore
right at the
our, our communities and our voice and pass a law in the middle of the
That's a
night
cheap,
to shut down
middle of
energy
the week
production
rate.
across the
What's it
board.
called?
And they, that place was packed.
Sheridan? Radisson? What is it?
Hold on.
Weston.
Weston. Why wouldn't you just stay at the Gaylord? You're going to spend that kind of money.
Because I want to be right there, and I want to get up and roll out of bed. Oh. And it's at the flight's at 6.
Have you stayed there yet? I wonder if it's fucking loud in there.
I've stayed at other.
Quiet as hell.
Oh yeah, they
Mark,
got that glass.
I've stayed at other airport hotels, and it's quite convenient, man. I
It
swear.
is. I have too.
Where you walk out, boom, you're there. Did you stay at the one where?
In Orlando.
Yep. That's the one. You walk right up you walk down the escalator, man.
Right there.
Security.
Right there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is so cool.
I spent the money and got that global pass. Have you done any of that? You get the global pass, the card. You go to the. It gives you TSA free, gives you entry into the.
I have Clear.
That's similar.
You know, why I'd rather have Free? Because Clear isn't everywhere. It's only in it's not
Only in a
everywhere.
handful. That's right. TSA it comes included if you do global pass. It's $100 for 5 years. And you go in with international. If you go to some airports, international, oh my God, every plane arrives at the same time, and there's 400 people trying to go through. You walk through a separate line. You go in there, put your fingerprints down, it scans
How much
you.
does that cost?
$100, 5 years.
Wait a minute. Well, why doesn't everyone do it?
Because nobody knows about it.
But it's better than Clear, then you're
You
saying.
better believe it.
And it costs $100.
It's $100 for 5
Your
years.
kids get to go with you.
Everybody has to get their own card. Everybody has to get their own card. You got to go make
How
an
long does it
appointment.
take?
Took me about 2 months because you go online and make an appointment, and you go to 2DIA. They have an office right by the International. When you get out of International at the
So everyone has
to the right-hand side is an office.
And that's even for domestic flights. You have special treatment.
What days are you looking for?
Who?
You for that Weston.
I already made the reservation.
Well, okay. What days were they?
It's Tuesday night next week.
Okay, so March.
He can run out in his pajamas and slippers.
And I needed 2 double beds.
Till when? Just that one night, right?
Yeah. 2 double beds. Or 2 queens. 2 queens.
I bet most people only stay there one day. You never stay there more than one
Well,
day.
you take a vacation there. And then I get one, you know how you sign up for a hotel, and then you get the other junk mail from these travel places?
So
That
one
says, let us make your vacation to Aurora memorable.
We'll take you to the Aurora Reservoir.
Speaking of airport, you see that talking gargoyle?
No, what is
Where did they have
You
one?
didn't see that?
Where?
They actually got a talking gargoyle at the Denver International Airport where you go in, they'll just, hey, how you doing?
Man,
You know where it is?
he weren't
He
shitting,
actually
bro.
starts off and goes, welcome to Illuminati headquarters. I mean, Denver International Airport.
Oh, they're joking about it.
Yeah, they're making fun of them. They've been doing a lot of promos for
Oh, that's funny. Where is it?
DIA.
But where?
I don't know whereabouts in the airport.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I saw that the other day, and I was just...
Because
There
everybody said
is
there's a
some weird
secret-
stuff about that place.
That's it.
My friend's a fireman there,
Yeah.
and he said that there is all kinds of areas that are not accessible. And them at the fire department have to have clearances for all these
And
areas.
then there's an underground city, I was told.
I don't know if they're the city. He doubts it's the city because they would have to pass fire code.
I don't know, man, for years, but when they were building that...
No, they have stuff for homeless security.
Earthquakers.
They have
Where
all
the tires are as big as me. I mean, come on.
Bigger
they're
than
way
you.
off there.
What do you mean? They're way
People,
bigger than
when
you.
they finished
Like a
building the
tire
car,
there.
they did that
A story
air
for 2 stories high.
And I
So that's
got
how
them
talking
just
about the tires.
Of
course. No, I'm telling you, their tires, I swear to God, they're twice
I
as
can
high.
remember that because they have the little
I remember seeing these things running, I mean, I'd go down there.
They had never built one like that. They had never built one like that. The people with the baggage system that sold the bag of goods to DIA, that had never been done before.
But isn't it all working now, or did they have to tear it out?
promise.
It's gone.
It took like 2, 3 years before they got
Are you sure they didn't make it work?
Millions of
Look it up.
dollars, and they scrapped it.
Look it up. Yep, they scrapped it, baby. They scrapped it.
It was all done on tags, right? It was supposed to be rounded.
Yep.
God, they are freaking fast. Jeez.
How do they do that? It really, it blows my mind.
I can't get over it.
And I will have to get
Review. Oh, Mark, here's the thing. You could say you were there. You could do selfies and stuff, looking back at everybody, walk through the line.
Never 400 plus bullshit for the lowest piece of
You could wear your Dumbo sleeping outfit and flippers.
Okay, guys. 45 seconds. I have a 60-second spot in 45 seconds.
Be quick.
Thank you.
Is there a...
billion? Okay, maybe not a billion. But cranberry does have more antioxidants than any cereal, fruit, or vegetable. Cranberry also has less sugar than most leaves.
This exhaust nozzle is showing.
20 seconds.
Those burnt.
Oh, yeah, they didn't skip in the yummy department either.
Okay, guys.
And a special shout out to King Supers for carrying Cranberry cereal.
I'm Tom Martino for K&H Home Solutions. When we say home solutions, we're talking about the roof, the gutter, the siding, the windows, the doors. That's right. That is K&H Home Solutions. And right now you get a free triple pane upgrade when you buy your windows. And they have durable, energy efficient, beautiful custom fit windows, second to none. And they have Everlast siding, which is a lifetime of durability. With its waterproof, color fast. In fact, the color's impregnated through the entire thing with a wide palette of colors and a rich cedar look and texture. So there you go. You get free triple pane and Everlast siding, and they have the V-glass windows. You ought to read about that because they are phenomenal. K&H Home Solutions, you can trust for the best. You can make your own appointment online at khwindows.com, khwindows.com, or call 303-421-7100.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a
Thank you,
real
Tom.
estate show for consumers.
We didn't have that weird thing play again, did we?
The consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m.
What's the thing with the exhaust manifold?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I got a picture up here.
I emailed Tim about it. Hopefully he gets that fixed. Something they just keep loading.
Time to recall legislators who pay bad bills, or should the
So, Mark,
GSP
it's
wait
going
to
over our
return the power
network.
the usual way?
He did yesterday. Mike called me, but he just is manually pulling it out. I emailed him. I think traffic put it in because of literally the weather. So I'm hoping that's all it was.
Okay, guys. No talking with your mouth full or anything. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. We love having you here. This hour is brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors. Genesis really does interiors too. They do bathrooms, and they do kitchens, and they do basements, and they do just about anything. Mark Szymanski and his crew, and you can trust them. All right, so it's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. This show is a show where we make recommendations for good people. We also go after bad people. Man, I'll tell you, we're always busy. And by the way, Genesis's phone number 303-679-8509. So what's on your mind and how can we help you? The questions we ask each and every day. Steve had a living trust and he thought he's being cheated. Almost everyone who has last-minute changes on a will or trust suspects something. Heirs suspect something. You know, think about it. What if you had a trust for years and then all of a sudden it's changed? And then your cousin was staying with your mom and all of a sudden she changed everything and left it to them or to him and his mom. You know, this happens. Sometimes it's legit. Few times it's scams. Few times. There is something called undue influence, but it's something that has to be proven. You don't just say it. You have to have more than just a hunch. And you can't just be curious, by the way. If your mom did it with an attorney on her own volition, okay? If she did it with an attorney and signed everything, you can't just say this, I don't believe it. I don't like it. I suspect fraud. No, you have to have something more to go on. You're not going to get this thing wide open in the courts and discovery and all that just because you don't like it. So, Steve, really, if you haven't been in touch with your mom a lot, it could be she changed her mind. When did she establish this trust to begin with, Steve?
That's a good question. I don't know. It happened after she went up.
How many years ago, approximately, how many years ago did she establish the trust?
The trust was established probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
And 4 or 5 years ago, what was your relationship?
It was good. I thought it was good.
How old are you?
I talked to her a lot. And
how old are you, Steve?
I am 56.
Where does she live?
I live in Colorado. She lives in California.
How many times have you been out? I'm just curious. I'm just trying to get a feel for it. How many times were you out to visit her?
I used to go out to visit her every time I had vacation. I get the 2 weeks a year. And I go
all right. So, Steve, do you have the living trust, the copy of your copy?
Oh, the original one, yeah.
Okay. And it says you are the trustee of everything.
Well, yeah, it said everything went to me, but her sister she put her sister before me, and her sister passed away, and then I was basically the next one in line. That was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Did her sister pass away?
Yeah.
So the sister that was the trustee passed away, which made you the trustee?
Right.
Okay. So what's your question? Because right now you don't...
I guess I was just going to say, you know, if she did this and it's all legal and binding, you know what, Tom, I'm okay with it. I just want to know if I decide to fight this, and I, you know, I'm just going to wind up paying attorney's fees.
Right.
Something I'm going to lose anyways.
That could be. A good attorney.
I'm not even going to pursue it.
A good attorney is not going to exaggerate, and they'll give you an idea, like saying, you know what, man, I think you'll win, or I think that it's shady. But you're going to have to pay attorney's fees. If you won't get an attorney on a contingency basis. Now, if you had a multi-million-dollar estate, a really big, giant estate, and it was pretty obvious that there was fraud, I have a feeling that you could probably have better chances getting an attorney on contingency who would say, you know what, if I get you the estate, then I want this much. But I can't guarantee that. That would be like you know, really like maybe $100 million or maybe several million, and then a pretty good indication. I don't think you have any of that, Steve. And that's just my opinion, though. Greg, welcome. Today is car day. We have Alaramas from Pro Auto Care, the car nanny. We have Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, and he's at Peoria, not Peoria. He's at Jordan and Arapahoe. And then we have really the best PDR place, Flexident of Colorado, for paintless dent repair, for dings, and for hail damage. A lot of people think you have to go there for hail damage. You know, you can go there for any kind of a ding. If you have a new car and you just got it dinged. You know what I've noticed? I noticed something that's not a ding, but I call them like an indentation, and they're pretty big, and I don't know how they happen because there's no spot where it started, but it seems like just an indentation.
Kind of like if somebody put a knee or something.
Or something, yeah. How do you get those? Can you get those out, or are they too big?
Sometimes we can just take
pop
a suction cup. And,
yeah.
I mean, if they're like somebody put a knee and just include the whole door, sometimes they'll just suction cup out.
Okay. Yeah. FlexidentColorado.com. Hey, Greg, what's going on with you?
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me on the
Yes, sir.
show.
What's going on?
Yeah, so back in May of 2018, I was driving to the store. Suddenly I had no power steering. Pulled the car over immediately and could see that it appeared that all of the power steering fluid had leaked out. So I...
What? Like it was, you had a bunch of fluid on the ground?
Yeah, it was just, it was all the fluid.
What do you think happened?
Well, I brought the car in to Celine Silver Star Auto, which I had been going to since like 2016. Was told that there was a leak in the power steering rack and that I'd have to replace the power steering rack, tie rods, power steering fluid, all that.
How much was it going to cost?
It was $1,979.
Did you do it?
I did. I had it done and didn't dispute the charge or anything. And within a few days, noticed after picking it up, it wasn't working properly. It would be
intermittent.
Intermittent, exactly. Like it would jerk when turning one way or another. It was stiff. So I have documentation here. I brought it back in for other service, but still.
How long had it been since you had done anything with that fluid? Like
I
added
get everything done on a regular basis. So
Al, do power steering systems have filters?
Very rare. Some of the reservoir canisters on some models do.
Do you ever flush those or change them out completely or just
Fluid?
add? Yeah.
You totally want to flush them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When was the last time you had that flushed, Greg?
You know what? I really don't know.
How many miles on the car?
Right now there are 105.
How many when this happened?
Oh, Jesus.
Roughly, man, roughly.
88,000.
Oh, so it was a while ago. So, 88,000, and you probably never had it flushed.
Yeah, I bought the car used.
Okay,
so
so
I don't know
you
all the history
well,
on it,
okay. All right.
But like I said, I didn't object to the
no, I
part
understand
being
that. I
replaced.
understand. So what is your suspicion here?
Well, the issue is I brought it back numerous times. I brought it back on September 6th, October 18th.
What kind of problems are you having? The same exact problems?
The same exact problem. And so he says, okay, let me try flushing the system again with some special, Mercedes fluid or whatever.
And what happened?
Fine.
What happened?
Still doesn't. Same result.
So right now it's not fixed. Is that a correct statement?
It is still not fixed. Now the guy's like avoiding me.
Yeah, of course he is. Because you spent.
Well, the worst case part of it is that I told him I'm moving out of town next, the 21st of March. So now he has really no.
Now, did you pay by credit card?
Yes, I did.
Contest the charge. You didn't get what you got. You didn't get what you paid for. Contest the charge and get it. Go to an independent shop. What were you going to say, Al?
I wanted to ask, was that a reman unit they put in there?
Well, did they put a new unit in to begin with?
No.
I asked for it to be original, and I can't tell from the invoice if it was
very important. The reason is
I didn't realize they replaced. What did they replace?
I know what's wrong.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, multiple manufacturers that are out there that sell remanufactured power steering racks.
Was it? Oh, that's right. He did say he was replacing the power steering rack.
Okay, massive failure rate. We have gone around and around.
So it's just a failed product.
What's happening is they can't get them to seal correctly, and they leak when you put them in, or they lack assist, Tom. We've experienced a bunch. We found one manufacturer now that is actually getting it right, and we don't have to come back.
I'm wondering if he really even got one.
On multiple cars. No, they probably did, but the problem seems the same because the new ones, the reman ones, are having problems. What we have found on certain cars is we have to go to the manufacturer and buy a rack from them to have no problems. Unfortunately, he thought he paid a lot with the $1,900 that he spent. A new Mercedes unit's probably going to be north of $3,000, parts and labor.
What kind of vehicle is it?
It's a Mercedes E350.
Okay.
We've experienced tons of this, Tom. I do tons of racks, and I know what he's got for a problem. You need to find out, was it a remanufactured? Try to go to the place if you can.
I would stop payment on that. Yeah. I would stop payment on the credit card saying it was a defective unit. They failed to fix it. They refused to fix it. Then I'd go somewhere else. That's what we do, Greg. If you have a problem after you cancel your charge, but they'll cancel that charge. You just flat out say defective unit. That's it, and they won't replace it.
I have another suggestion.
What?
Okay. Because the shop did the work, and yes, it sounds like the guys avoid him. Sometimes you have to confront shops, okay? Go back there and say, I need to make this right. Your unit, which is likely a reman, didn't work. Would you go to your manufacturer, get your money back, put the money towards a new unit?
He says, Greg, you can try that first, Greg, but you already said they're avoiding you, right?
Yeah, I tried.
Hard to avoid when you show up.
I contacted them Tuesday, and I said, look, I told you I'm moving out of town.
Yeah,
okay,
and don't emphasize that part, man. Don't emphasize that part, because your credit card's company going to say you didn't give them a chance, okay? So you don't say any of that. It's a defective unit, period. And they refuse to fix it.
I don't know why people complicate There's a massive problem with college internet. I'm just telling you. We were having north of 40% failure. 40%.
Delays on the highway across the metro area.
Napas. Alsco is one of the hugest producers of them. Everybody was selling them. You know, O'Reilly, Factory Motors, everybody. And freaking, they're done with them. There's so much a high failure rate. There's only one new builder now called Marvel, and they're the only ones that have a good product.
Weather forecast. Today with a high of 43, mostly clear of night, below 20 seconds. Next up 24/7, 30 spot. 7, right now, few clouds, and 33. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How. At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield solution has a unique sound.
10 seconds. Turning the mic on. FixMyHome.com, that's the website for Fix It 24/7, the $39 people. And now, because the weather is clearing up just a little, they're offering that clean and check for $39. You may have to wait a little. It's worth it. You get way more than $39 worth of help. In fact, if you want to combine both AC and furnace, they'll do both for $49. That's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Commit to a healthier you, inspired by your genes. 23andMe. Order your Health Plus Ancestry DNA kit at 23andMe.com and learn how you.
So why aren't they kicking these kids out of school? They're letting them stay.
On things like muscle composition, caffeine consumption, your likelihood of being lactose intolerant, and more.
What do you think?
I think because they don't know which kids did not know about it.
And the thing is that they're basically, now it's an investigation. Until the investigation is there, they don't want to take that liability.
Can you give me a 1-minute warning?
Satchel was a member of the Shelter Pet group. That's right, a group known especially for the couch snuggling, ball chasing, face setting, and of course.
But it sounds like a lot of people use this to do the singer do
eye contact.
just for who's the golfer? Who's the left-handed golfer?
No, you're scientific turning and so.
There's a couple. Phil Mickelson, you have, yeah.
But really, the best way.
He didn't do it.
No, he said he didn't do the thing, but he was a singer for the
real stuff.
Right, the real stuff.
Revitalized health.
I mean, he did it legitimately.
Well, apparently, unless they find it out.
Revitalized health. They deliver hormones naturally, whether it's estrogen, testosterone. They also do treatment for thyroid. Honest to goodness, you will never.
How does contract work?
They're really age fighters at Revitalized Health. 3 brothers.
You think people are going to go to jail?
Revitalized Health.
No.
2 of them are nurse practitioners.
But,
need
see that one black lady that went to jail?
Someone off there?
People call it age management. I call it full-out war. They do a
Look it up.
job. They also
One black woman went to jail because she had her kid move. She used her ex-husband's address for her kid to get a better education, and she was sentenced to jail.
Are you serious?
She should have been.
Mark, that's kind of, my goodness.
Fraud.
We're just trying to make people smarter.
No, Mark, that's not what we're saying. We're asking, do you think rich people will go to jail?
No, of course not.
That's it. That's just a simple answer. Of course not.
They've never been in trouble before that I know of. I mean, forget about there is something to be said. They're not a habitual criminal. What good's jail going to do for them? They're not a risk to society.
I was thinking the death penalty, but my goodness.
Give me parole and fines.
But wait, is she liberal? If she's liberal, I'll switch my answer. Death penalty, like Al said.
You know what?
No, if they're not a risk to society, I think jail's
I just had something.
It is because
if you are
you waste money.
Some
people enrich themselves.
Although if you have enough money, don't you end up paying for jail, or no? Am I crazy?
Straighten out your mouth in a perfect way.
Oh, why did you just go there?
Maybe in Mexico.
OJ didn't do it. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
The glove didn't fit.
Is OJ still in jail?
No, they cut him loose. He's out. The
The
juice is loose.
I think him and Bill Cosby were going to do a series.
Did you guys watch that last thing on OJ? It was good. That last thing on OJ they had out.
I didn't watch any of it.
It was good, man.
The series?
Yeah, I was like,
Did it convince you?
Did it convince you? Did it convince me? Anybody that didn't think he did it is crazy.
The jury.
Johnny Cochran. They know he did it. They were sending a message.
If it don't fit,
Just remember, Rodney King happened right before that shit. And you know what? They were trying to say those cops didn't beat the shit out of him. That's just as bad.
hey,
Although no one died.
Mark, can we all just get along?
It's crazy.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. So, what do you think? If you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. When's the best time to, this is a caller question who couldn't hold, when's the best time to do
a tranny flush, Tom. And is it different for older vehicles? Something about dropping the pan and debris getting in, so he was looking for advice.
Well, also, if you flush really old ones, you can unearth problems. Go ahead.
Yeah, and as a general rule, I mean, I prefer a conventional service where you're dropping a pan, changing the filter, and whatnot.
And not flushing.
And not doing a flush, correct.
Flushing really just means that you leave everything together and you just suck out the old and put in the new, right?
They interrupt the cooler lines, they hook it up to a machine, and they've got...
And they flush it.
And they flush it all out.
Do they put a cleaner through before they fill it?
That depends on the individual shop. A lot of them do, yes. They put in some sort of cleaner, and then they put in a conditioner.
Can you unearth problems?
Yes, you can. And likewise, those flushing machines cannot clean everything out. It's impossible. So it's right there, you already know you're not getting what you pay for, because everything has to go through the sump and go through the filter.
So when you open up the pan, what advantage is there?
We're able to monitor whatever debris is going on inside there. We do change the filter. If there's adjustments that are available, we're doing that.
All right. Danny, what's going on with you, Danny? Welcome.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
What's happening?
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to Transmission Clinic of Colorado Springs. They took care of me. I had a transmission and a transfer case put in about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
With the blizzard we got, I hit the button and it said service 4x4. I took it to them.
Yeah.
Immediately, and they took care of me, honored their warranty. They were
that's pretty cool.
by their word.
Yeah. They're good people on our referral list. They're on our referral list.
That is why I went to them, because they were on the referral list.
Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate your trust. Transmission Clinic of Colorado.
Can I weigh in on something?
Go.
Mobile vans, the vans that take people with handicap that ride wheelchairs. I've gotten in a couple of those with no driver's seat.
Right. We heard that yesterday.
And they locked up. I talked to Robert yesterday.
We heard that.
You heard about it?
Yeah, we're going to have a show on it because the about 5 or 6 people said, no, you can have a van where the wheelchair locks in.
Robert asked me to be his representative
Thank
today.
you. Jack, what's going on with you, sir? What's happening? We just wasted good airtime on that. Okay, go ahead, Jack.
I'm going to try to be an example for all your future callers to be short and sweet and answer questions appropriately.
Yeah.
I have an exhaust manifold issue. I talked to you and Mark 2 years ago and got slammed by it because I was out of my normal warranty. I was under my extended
What
warranty.
did we slam you on?
It was just short and sweet. My problem is that I was trying to do a lemon law, and you said once you had surpassed your normal 3 and 36.
Well, that's what the law doesn't say that. The law is even more restrictive. The law says it's 1 year or the warranty period, whichever is less.
And same problem.
Or the same problem
So
4 times, or the same problem 4 times, or the loss of your vehicle for a cumulative total of 30 days. However, all of that stuff, the 4 times and all of that, has to be within the first year of ownership.
In the first year, that wasn't the case.
So we didn't I don't know what you meant we slammed you. If we explained to you that you're not covered by the lemon law, we're just trying to help you out so you don't waste your time.
Gotcha. No, it was just a short and sweet phone call. We'll say that. So here's what I got.
Okay.
Now I have my 4th warped. I was being told for the first 3 times that it was cracked.
Yeah.
This time I actually got to hold it in my hand, take a photo, and talk to the mechanic.
Now, did they charge you each time?
I have an extended warranty to $125,000. I got $108 right now.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So, that's good. But average it out. It's 4 times that I've had a warped exhaust.
Yeah, but Jack,
so that
listen
means every
carefully.
25,000 miles.
Jess, I agree with you that you have a problem and the extended warranty should fix it. It is not covered by the Lemon Law because you're outside of the first year.
Oh, yeah, totally on board with that.
Okay,
Totally
so let's talk about the extended warranty. Why can't they get it right?
I sent you a photo
via
email. If you take a look at that photo,
yes,
there's 3 bolt holes on. That's a right-hand side passenger manifold.
Yes,
there's 3 bolt holes on the front, 3 bolt holes on the middle. It's a 6-cylinder V. Look at the last cylinder closest to the firewall.
What's the problem?
Look at the spread on the bolt holes.
Okay, guys, you don't have it. We'll show it to you.
We're
basically
looking at
saying
it right
insufficient
now.
support.
Absolutely. I put my scientific guy on it.
Insufficient support. And then you're not even going to believe the next thing the mechanic told me.
What?
It had broken studs, not relative. He went to put in the new studs, and he put in a stud in the wrong hole where you would expect the 3rd hole to be on the manifold. There's actually a hole in the head which could accommodate the 3rd bolt hole on the top side, but the manifold isn't forged or isn't cast with that bolt hole. So
okay, so what's the point though? But Jack, you made your point. So so what do you what is it for? You've already convinced me that the extended warranty has not fixed this.
And there's a design defect.
So design defect. Thank you, Mark.
So have them fix it. Or are you saying it's impossible to fix because of the design defect?
No, with what the mechanic told me, if there's a bolt hole there, they could do a recall, recast the manifold so that last hole. Oh, and also that's where the exhaust, if you look at that part that sticks off.
Yeah. So right now, what do you want, Jack? I need you to, because
no one. I want to know how to address Ford. The last caller you were talking to about Ford, he was having problems.
Yeah. So right now you have a 2016. How many miles?
108.
108,000. And what does the extended warranty? What do the people say to you when they do the repair and it doesn't work? What do they say to you? Do they say we'll do it again, or do they say? And then you're saying this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, because when my extended warranty goes out at $125,000,
that's exactly right.
It's going to be a $1,500 bill for something that's a non-moving part.
Except if you can show a history of them never fixing it permanently, I think you can make the argument that they never fixed it right to begin with. So who carries the extended warranty?
It's through Ford. It is through Ford.
Okay. Are you saying that every Ford with this part, the exhaust manifold, every exhaust manifold is defective? Is that what you're saying?
So here's what it did. It did one side at 30,000 miles. It did another one around 50.
Well, then does everyone have, guys, have you heard of this? I mean, you service cars and trucks. Have you heard of this? He says every single
time. We do tons of manifolds.
Okay.
There we go.
I do not understand how anyone buys Ford trucks. They are the biggest pieces of crap I have ever seen.
Some of them are, not all.
Well, every time we have a problem with a truck, people call on, it's
Why?
a Ford.
Because they sell the most trucks, Tom. They have the most trucks on the road. They usually do it a year in and a year out. Here's the problem with that, and he was talking about the casting and the way you can put something in the head and this, that, and the other. You don't mess with stuff like that. With this design on those headers, we replace them. On the V6, the V8s, we do them all the time.
Yes.
What I begin to start looking at is these bolts getting torqued down correctly. That's a big problem with those. A lot of times they get zipped on, okay, using the right gasket. This failure that I can see on his where it looks like it's warped and stuff, that's not a design defect.
All right, hold on. Just hold on.
That have no problem.
You brought up an idea for me. Hold on.
I'm not going to give him a recall anyway because that's not safe.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
you might get
Tom, 1 minute and
my answer, go buy a pair of headers, put a nice exhaust on that sucker.
I know what his answer would be.
Buy a Chevy.
Buy a Chevy.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
That whole, where Ford killed me was that fucking death problem. They treated that guy like dog shit, man.
Put a bow tie on
He spent $100 grand on a fucking Ford pickup.
I mean, I'm not arguing.
And they told him that you're not designed to go over 60.
So watch out.
That's
where they lost me.
No, you're not designed. Those trucks are not designed to go over 60.
Now, they did come back and say that guy was an idiot. He shouldn't have said that.
Almost every,
Can you
the
imagine?
majority of the fleet companies I do business with, 60% of their feet are
20 seconds.
They have so many of them.
20 seconds.
Now, keep clouds above, and we're sitting at 33 with the traffic and weather. I'm Dick Black. 6:30, K-How. At Farmers Insurance, we know the sound of a perfect hot air balloon landing. And a less than perfect one. Seen it, covered it. Talk to farmers. We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Let's talk about real living stem cell therapy through Centeno Schultz. Centeno Schultz will extract the stem cells at the time of treatment if you are eligible. Some people can use PRP or something less expensive. Here's the bottom line. Centeno Schultz are the ones who will tell you the truth. And if you do need living stem cell therapy, they can give it to you. I'm going to say this right now. You better tell everyone you know. Not one chiropractor, not one, anywhere, or doctor that is shipping in amniotic fluid or umbilical cord blood is doing living stem cell therapy. The cells are dead and they are not stem cells. Centeno Schultz, the genuine stem cell clinic. 303-963-9201. 963-9201. AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for
Hey Tommy,
$500,000,
yesterday at a gal call with the constructive eviction. You didn't believe anything, wanted her to send email. She sent email, I forwarded it to you to have her on for... Yeah, I sent you the... It's not a terrible string, but I did send you the email she sent us. So I have her on hold for you, okay, to readdress.
Good.
Mark, did you notice Al has his Hawaiian Friday Hawaii shirt on?
He's trying to be compliant.
That's 833.
I know, I forgot today too.
Is this it?
Is it kind of from wearing sunscreen? Is that
Yeah.
Is this it? Property, letters, mold disclosure?
Yep. So I didn't know exactly what part you needed, but...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, she really did do it.
Actually, that feels expensive.
Mark, she really did do it.
Did do what?
A constructive eviction.
Oh, she sent you everything?
Hold on.
Did she have a court date?
Rollercoaster stock markets make you nervous. With such
And requesting.
frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail
Now,
your retirement.
hold on.
I still say she did.
Well, not really like you. Hold on.
Did she have a court date? Did she go to
Hold
court?
To schedule
We
a
received your
complimentary
demand.
review of your portfolio, call 720-488-8604.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group. That's right, a group known especially for the couch snuggling, ball chasing, face licking, and of course
Yeah, it's not exactly what you're supposed to
Who
do.
makes eye contact with this
But
person? That's actually
She didn't do it through a court action.
He appears to be excited.
Right? You don't go to court for constructive eviction. You just leave. They take you to court, and that's what you use as your affirmative defense.
That's right. Did she do that?
Well, they didn't sue her. She did write the
I thought
letter.
she was calling because they served her.
No, she's going to go to court.
I thought they put her to collection.
Can we
Yeah,
put, hey,
but they didn't go to court.
Marco,
Court is not collections.
can I work in those spots on my life? Those
Those what ones?
Absolutely.
That carpet clinic, you want to work them into my lives?
You got to give me the information. Do you have it digitally? You can send it to me.
I'll email it to you?
Of course I will.
Where he
Anything
can
you
cut
want.
and paste it.
You can even, yeah, or you can even text me shit.
Okay.
You can text me in the morning for something you want that day.
Okay, get good with that.
You know what?
Anytime.
My PDF
Anytime you want any copy, just tell me.
Where do you get that
I'd
immediately?
rather have it the day before, but if you give it to me that morning, I can...
Only on live, though, Al.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You can sometimes,
Yes.
And we can't go back in time, so if he did a live
Now, in the
yesterday,
third hour-
we can't go back a day.
hold on, we can put you also in the third hour where you can call in. As long as we can handle that, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when is this car touch?
It is the April, we have one in Denver store, April 6th, Saturday, 9 to 11.
So
And
send that to me then, right here. I'll copy and paste it.
don't get upset that I have another celebrity there.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255, here to help you solve problems and answer questions and take complaints. Now, yesterday, Stephanie called and said she moved into a place, and she lived there for quite a while. And she said that it had some water and mold problems, and they never disclosed it to her. So she left. She didn't give 30 days notice as required by the lease. They are keeping her deposit. Now, here's the thing. There is a, first of all, when she moved in, there was a mold notification lease addendum, and it says, in essence, tenant agrees to keep the unit free of mold or things that would harbor mold, report problems, notify any overflows or bathrooms and stuff, report to management agent significant mold growth, allow management agent to enter the unit and inspect, use bathroom fans, use exhaust fans, use all reasonable care to avoid all that crap. I mean, basically, it's just something they're doing, an extra measure, I guess, to protect themselves. It also says you're going to indemnify and hold harmless the management company from any actions, claims, losses, expenses regarding the negligence of the tenant or any guest or invitee. So in other words, they don't want to be blamed for anything you do. But I don't see where it says, let's see, it is understood, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's all it is. It's just saying as a tenant, I'm going to work as hard as I can not to have mold here. I mean, here's the bottom line. Her lease expired, and she continued to live there on a month-to-month basis. And when that happens, Colorado says the terms and conditions apply still from month to month, which means if there was a 30-day notice, you still have a 30-day notice. She technically did not give a 30-day notice. She said, however, when we started talking about it, I said, why didn't you do a constructive eviction? In other words, when you first notice this problem, you make a demand letter, first of all, notifying them of it and giving them a reasonable amount of time to fix it. Then when they do not fix it, you write another letter informing them you'll be leaving under constructive eviction. And she said, I did. Well, she didn't. I mean, not according to the chain she showed me. However, she came damn close. And here's the deal, okay? Stephanie, I think this letter, by the way, is very good. This letter, by the way, Stephanie, would have been your second letter if you wanted to do it. I'm not going to give you legal advice. If I was doing a constructive eviction, this would be my second letter. It's to notify you that blah, blah, blah will be vacating, blah, 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 due to the habitability of the home, and you're saying, I am requesting reimbursement, then you ask for damages. Okay, so you say you're leaving, but did you ever write the first letter demanding that they fix it and give them a certain amount of time?
I did go in and make a report to them, and
Okay.
they have the report, which
Okay.
they have never given me.
And was it a demand for repair?
Yes.
Okay. Stephanie, you have a pretty, by this letter I can tell you're no idiot. You have a pretty good chain of evidence if they do disclose. They might deny you ever told them a problem ever. Okay, they might deny it. And if you say that you had it for almost a year, this problem, everyone's going to ask, why didn't you move out sooner? Or what harm would it have done to just give them the 30-day notice? Why? And I personally don't understand why. You know, Stephanie, it wasn't an emergency. You clearly were there month after month after month after month, and then suddenly gone. Why on the last month or the second to last month, why didn't you give 30 days notice? Just between you and me right now. I mean, I don't think they're listening. Why didn't you give them notice?
Well, I did not give them notice because, as you know, in Weld County, it's harder than heck to find a place to live.
So you were waiting until you could find a place.
And I had spoke with them and told them this the day that they
Stephanie,
came out to my house.
I appreciate so much the honesty. This is what I'm looking for. So you didn't want to give notice and end up homeless. So you thought if I find a place, then I'll give them notice. And if it's not 30 days exactly, big deal. I was living with this crap for almost a year. Is that what you're reasoning?
Well, that is, but also we were starting to get sick in, I think it was about...
Stephanie, without spending thousands and thousands of dollars on professional witnesses, on expert witnesses, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to establish mold illness. And then you have to have the mold tested for toxicity. Did you have that done?
I did not, but I do have a doctor's statement saying that my husband actually had a fungus in his lymph nodes.
Stephanie, you're not, okay. Is this doctor...
I don't even care about getting money back from them.
I know.
It's just the principle
I
that
want to
they
help
do
you,
this
but
every
the problem
10 days.
is you go down so many bunny holes. Now you're bringing up illness. Honest to God, this stuff, judges have heard this 1,000 times. Here's how I would handle the problem, okay? It's this simple. If you're not interested in money back, and I don't think there's a chance in hell you'd get money back because you live there. And you say, well, you didn't disclose some big deal. You lived there. There wasn't, you know, it's not like you couldn't live there. You slept there, you lived there on your choice. And at any time, you could have given 30 days notice and moved out. The fact is, I understand why you didn't give 30 days notice, because you weren't sure you could find a place, and you didn't give notice until you found a place, and it was short of 30 days. I understand all of it. Now what you do, this is what I would do, or this is what I would tell my sister to do. Here's what. I would just sit tight and not worry, because I would make them come after me and sue me. And then I would use as my defense all of this information. You would subpoena the record where you complained about mold, all of the communications between you and them. And then you would subpoena... not subpoena, you have this copy where you told them you're leaving and why, and you would just appeal to the common sense or good nature of the judge and hope that he wouldn't be a stickler and say, well, technically, you did not give 30 days notice. I mean, I really would do that. I would simply not do anything. I would just wait. I don't think there's much of a chance they're going to take you to court. Now, if they keep a ding on your credit, I would seek the advice of an attorney, and I would ask about credit slander, slander of credit. You know, these jerks that just put bad marks on your credit do not understand that they can be liable for a lot of penalties and damages if, in fact, they slander your credit and it's not accurate. But you have to take that step. So we have two issues. Okay. One, are they going to get more money from you? If they come after you in court, you have to go and fight it, and then who knows? I don't know. I mean, it depends. Now, but I certainly wouldn't fight something that hasn't happened yet. The other thing is your credit. If they try to ding your credit, I would have an attorney write, I wouldn't file suit, but I would have an attorney write a very strong lawsuit saying that if they do not remove it, you're suing them for slander of credit, because no one wants to go to court or be sued. No one. No one. No matter how big the corporation, they don't want it. And I think that alone would help you. So those are the things I would do. By the way, that letter is very well written. I just wish you had one before that that really nailed it. But you have to rely on them now to give you a record of that previous complaint you made.
You know, it's
sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
It spells it right out here how to do it.
Tom, 1 minute paradigm.
Why don't you go over that?
That's a 30-second spot. I-25 and 6th Avenue has been cleared out of the way. Still residual delays.
The landlord must have been given notice of the problem by the tenant in a reasonable time in which to remedy the situation. In order to terminate, the tenant would then give notice in no less than 10 and no more than 30 days that the premises are inhabitable, and the landlord has failed to remedy the breach within 5 days of the receipt of the letter.
She's never going to prove it was inhabitable.
Only, well, here it actually breaks down to pretty much what
At Farmers Insurance, we know
what
Do you think it's
the
easier?
habitability is.
Do you think it's easier than we think?
Yeah, it is. According to this, and this is actually the statute.
Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
The statute. This
Hold
is
on.
the statute.
You've heard me brag about my bank, my loan, my way. It is a loan that you put on your home, and this basically serves as a bank account. So if you put money in your account, it's counted against the balance, which thereby lowers your interest, and thereby you pay down more principal. You can do it for as long as you want. You can use the money. Just find out about it, okay? You're going to love this loan. It can even be used as a second. My bank, my loan, myway.com. My bank, my loan, myway.com, 720-931-6560.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered.
Make sure we go over that, Mark.
What was her issue?
Mold.
Yeah, but what is that?
But more, wasn't water?
There's nothing here that says mold. That's what I'm saying. Was there water flowing into the house
No.
constantly?
From Mars. Smart business minds.
I mean, if she has a fucking chia pet, I guess she has mold, right?
How they built. With the broadest functionality and the most experience, enterprises trust the AWS cloud.
We have a new referral list member that's holds a real estate license and is property management. So I was thinking about getting them on, because they're new, getting them on the air to answer her last question, Stephanie's. Being that they're a property management company and hold a real estate license, do they have any responsibility of disclosing adverse material facts? I was going to get...
Okay, and now here's the deal.
I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just like...
What you're saying about their employees? This woman is never going to prove it. This woman's trying to say, because they did not disclose mold, they're in trouble.
It's a great conversation, but she's
They're
fine.
going to say they did. And I think it's just not the time to get into this conversation. Put them one day. I think...
Oh, I already have them in on the show.
Then that's what... We will have a ton of calls.
Okay.
But I don't want to do it.
Okay.
But we would have a ton of calls for these.
Okay.
They weld the entire side together. So it's one large door now. Rolls up.
You know, I have Massimo shirts. You know that? I have a lot of Massimo shirts.
You know, the other thing you can do is you can withhold rent. Did you know that?
Pulls out like so.
Yeah, for repairs.
Yeah, but you have to, there's a lot of hoops on that too. You got to have basically the city come out and say they have to fix it. And then give them time again.
So let's go through, try to get first on that. We're not going to tell people what to do. Here's the difference, right? We're not telling people what to do. We're telling people what the law says. We're giving information, not advice. That is not good.
This is CRS 38.
So this is the Massimo that I bought.
Gorgeous work that they're doing, but yeah, the entire side of the truck.
Warranty of habit.
Comes up beautiful.
So it's like if you're smoking,
But his biggest concern was if they take out that structural support in between the driver's seats, it lowers the towing capacity of the truck. So if he wanted a boat or something, he can't. He's got to reduce the size of it in order to be able.
What's he going to do with the wheelchair and?
Oh, there's plenty of those. There's plenty of those. Oh yeah, I got a friend down in Arkansas. He goes out all the time.
This story is
great, though. You know what? That's really cool. That doesn't stop their life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you do, I want to see that. That sounds amazing. I love the new.
Are you saying the story of the?
The scandal is going
You know why it is? Because the entitled. People hate the entitled.
Yeah.
Well, and it's all,
except they're Hollywood liberals. Entitled liberals.
Well, we don't know all. Some of them are CEOs, companies.
Listen, what about the shooting, this mosque shooting? The son of a bitch, in what country is it?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
And he was voting anti-immigration.
He went live.
Sentiments.
He did that live.
Beautiful work. You cannot tell when it's done.
Stop SB-181.
Holy, I'll bet you, I know who's going to be land.
There's the ramp.
And it's dramatic. The door. It's got the.
Well, it's New Zealand. They have their own. They have their own issues. Yeah, but they have their own immigration.
Well, there'll be some people saying that from like late nights and stuff like that.
Well, of course they do.
Yeah, but they say that all the time. Like Maxie Pad Waters will probably say something.
Hey, watch it.
Hey,
I love it.
It's gorgeous.
What's her name?
Hey Tom, you're gonna just get it onto your handicap vehicles. Come take a look.
Tell them handicap that I brought up.
I ran across a guy.
Don't hate me. Don't start hating me.
I ran across a guy
Listen, seriously.
Because I'm a minority
Al,
doesn't mean...
I'm really serious, okay? This is an inside joke. I'm serious, and I know they're all laughing, and I don't give a fuck. It's an inside joke. But being on the air and talking, nobody fucking knows what we're talking about. It wasn't part of the fucking call. The point I'm making is we can have fun with it. Okay, I was wrong. That's not the fucking issue. The call was never about that.
Did they really
and to
call
bring
you
it
out?
up on the fucking air over and over and over. Truly, I don't believe in inside joking. I don't believe in that kind of shit on the program. It sidetracks us. We were talking about cars, and oh, by the way, Robert told me. I'm not mad at you, but I'm saying that it truly... No, Al, I'm just saying that it's not humorous because it's an inside joke. It's like little things that we know that no one else knows is going on. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you with your problems. Let's talk. Now, what we were talking, Al, and you mentioned something that I don't think people picked up on this exhaust manifold. You said, I don't think it's a design defect. And you mentioned maybe it's not being done right. So the idea I have is that did he ever, he has a warranty, but there's two things with a warranty. There's the warranty and the practitioner. People go to the same practitioner over and over and over, yet they might be the one doing it wrong. So, Jack, did you take it to anyone else? That's a yes or a no, Jack. That is a yes or a no. Did you take it to, okay, well, that's your first thing.
I took it to another dealership, yes. One time, the dealership that I purchased it from could not schedule me in for 2 weeks, so I did take it to another dealership, and that exhaust manifold within 30,000 miles also worked.
Okay, so why don't you let another place, just for the hell of it, take a shot at this thing? Can you take it to an independent mechanic with that warranty or not?
No.
Damn it.
It's Ford warranty, yeah.
So you cannot go to another mechanic?
No. But I would like to ask your in-house
What about
guy
this? What if you get it fixed? They're willing to fix it again. What if you get it fixed and immediately then go to an independent to check the work? Because, or does it get warped right away, Al, when they do it?
No, it's like 30,000.
No, he could drive it for a while, right?
So what I'm asking you, Al, if somebody did it wrong, it won't manifest right away.
No, because here's the thing, Tom. The only way you'd know the torque was right, you'd have to undo the bolts
That's what
and
I'm
retorque
saying.
it. And his whole deal
Is that too hard to do, though?
It's a pain in the ass to get the manifold.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a real pain on that one.
Yeah, it is. And your issue that you're talking about, that firewall, the reason they had to put the bolts like that is for access. That was the problem with that design. I've done those. I know what that's about. So that the access to the bolt.
Do you think it's the person putting it in, Al?
It could well be, but here's the thing: you got to everybody remember this. It's cast iron for a reason, not only to handle the temperature, but because it's so rigid. When you bolt them, it presses the entire thing down, and they hold really good.
You want it to be that way.
Yes, you want that rigidity, and that's.
But here's what I want to focus on, just while we're on this, is the bolt pattern of the 3 bolts. Look at how close those bolts are.
Jack, I can't do that on the air because people are falling asleep right now, okay? What we need to do is figure out how you get help, okay? We need to figure out any ideas. What does he do? He has established, I guess, Jack, you are saying this. Let me get this right, that it is impossible to fix. Is that what we're at right now?
Yeah, unless they recast the manifold.
All right, then here's what we do.
Well, wait, wouldn't that be happening on every single one then?
He's saying it does.
I talked to the
No, it happens on a lot of them, but not all of them.
What's that? Okay.
They do like 10 a month.
So, Jack, you need to come up. What I would do is I would sue somebody. That's all you can do. I mean, I don't know what else you can do. You're beyond the lemon law. I would sue somebody for the money back on the extended warranty. That's the only thing. You're saying, what good is that? Well, it's something. How much was the extended warranty?
Bought it at the time of purchase, I would have to guess around $3,000.
Okay, I would find out what I paid, and I would sue them because they breached the contract and can't fix it. It's that easy. Now, here's the deal. Once you do that, it's going to turn some heads. I would do it at the dealer where I bought it. I would sue them for the $3,000 for breach of warranty, and then I would see what happens. I would also then take it to another mechanic to get fixed, even if I had to pay for it, and add that to the lawsuit, because you would have under the premise that there is no way it's failed so many times, you want an independent to do it. That's how I would handle it. Jack, I don't know what else to tell you, because if it's impossible, it's impossible. Or you get enough people, advertise on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram, and get enough people together and try to do a class action lawsuit. I mean, this must be pretty bad if Jack is saying they see 10 cases a month. Al, is this on the internet? I mean, is this a bad problem?
Yeah, in all of our what we do, we call our hits based off repairs. You type in that year vehicle, you see how many hits there is for repairs. There's a bunch of it.
Why doesn't the manufacturer address it?
Because they keep using the same casted manifold that failed in the first place. We don't use the OE. We go with Dorman.
Oh,
it's a little bit heavier duty.
Jack. He just gave me an idea.
Yeah.
I would sue for the breach of warranty, and then sue for the cost of the aftermarket that Al says has a better casting. That's what I would do.
In addition, the gaskets go into the Felpro system, or some of the Vickers that are out there are a little bit thicker. They seal better.
That's a good idea.
That's when we do repairs, Tom. A lot of time we use what's the best. Subaru had failures on head gaskets. Toyotas did. We don't use that brand. We don't go to OE.
See,
we use
Jack, that's the advantage of an independent. Go outside the manufacturer and get a part that they know works. That's what I would do. Even if you have to pay for it, then you sue for breach of that warranty. I'm Tom Martino with more coming up.
That's logical. Okay, so am I in trouble?
What are you talking about?
When you came over and talked to me about...
No, I was just telling you my reason.
Yeah, I just thought I was in trouble. I was sitting down. I was in an unadvantage.
No, I was telling you my reason.
Because I'm over that eye level when we stand up. I'm just trying to break you, man. You know, like you came down on me. I was like, holy shit.
I did.
I remember my dad doing that. I had
wanted
flashbacks.
to give you my reason.
Yeah, and I know you did karate, but I did martial arts a lot of years too. Come on, Tom. I'm busting your balls.
So listen, on this thing.
He's passionate. He's passionate?
On this other thing. The theme today seems to be Ford.
Yeah.
Ford. Would you buy a Ford truck?
Yes.
Now, why?
I buy a Chevy. That's what I own. Okay?
But you fix them.
But I know a lot of the F-250s, heavy duty, is a phenomenal truck. Powerful. The smaller, the Titan, the 5.3 had freaking so many problems.
Did you ever own a truck?
Used ones, just when I owned the shop.
Does Hyundai make a pickup?
No.
If they
Thank
did,
God.
No, they'd be good. Listen, your son showed me his car. 600 horse he can get on.
What is it?
He can get 600.
What is it?
Subaru WRX?
He can get
all souped up.
600 horse out of it. He opened the hood and showed
I gotta
me.
say something.
races.
I gotta say something. Yeah, he races like crazy. So this kid's growing up. He has an effect by this old man, this old guy. I had him buy a Chevy Colorado, so he had reliable transportation.
Yeah.
Last night, he sold that Subaru.
He what?
He sold the Subaru.
The one he just showed me?
Yes, he did.
He was bragging about
said,
it.
I'm on a different phase of my life, Dad. I need something reliable. I can't be out on the streets dragging and lose my driver's license. I'm having an effect, okay? I'm having an effect on somebody.
He was
maybe not here, but
Oreo's money.
Did he get good money out of it?
He got, I think, $14,000.
Listen, that son of a bitch, it must be a rocket.
It's so fast. It's scary. I've gone in and he goes, Dad, let me show you my new turbo.
Can he burn the tires?
He can't. It's all-wheel drive. You can, but it's hard.
Yeah, you can do that. The same thing with the Evos.
But it pulls. It pulls. By the time you hit third gear, you're at 100.
That's why they do so well at the track.
That was in 2010.
That thing is so
I helped him put
screaming.
the motor in it. Do you know, I used to be a street racer, actually, back in the day. I was a smoker, beer
Why do
drinker,
people
womanizer.
turn up Japanese cars and not muscle cars?
Because you can make so much power out of a smaller displacement. Almost all the Japanese cars, this is a statement, are over-engineered. Their sleeves, the steel sleeves, you can put so much power to them on a stock crankshaft.
But is it easier to soup them up and
Yes,
fix them?
absolutely. Because like on a Subaru, if you change the intercooler, put a header on it, and put a bigger turbo on it, you immediately are putting 550.
Without pouring anything. So
use a stock motor.
So do they sell kits for Japanese cars?
Oh, tons of it.
That's why I
Did you know that's what I used to do?
I see so many kids with Japanese cars.
I used to own a company called Pack Motorsports that built racing, street rods, Subarus, Hondas.
Is it like a status thing with young guys to have these Japanese cars?
It's an extension.
Because I've seen once in a while going down the highway, like I'd see a Nissan chasing a Subaru, or a Subaru chasing a Toyota, and it's almost like they have this little thing, and they challenge each other. I swear to God.
Absolutely, and they have, some of the cars on the road are so fast, it's ridiculous. The big thing that it all moved to now is drifting. Drifting is the big thing.
That thing?
That's where you put your rear brakes on a separate thing, and you use a handle.
And you
slide out your back end, you slide into everything you do. There's racing classes and stuff, and that is the biggest thing. The problem is, cops see you drifting, you've got problems.
But they used to do drifting back in the day, though, with the rear-wheel drive cars.
Well, this is a little different, though. You're applying the brake for power, and you're gassing, and you could have an all-wheel drive or just rear or front-wheel drive. It's crazy what they can do with it.
Hulk Hogan's boys in jail because of that.
He killed his buddy.
Exactly
right.
He killed his buddy drifting when they were drifting. Took it into a wall.
Took it into the wall.
Killed the kid in the car with him.
Whoa. Do they wet the ground to do it, or do they?
No. You just put nice thick base tires. You cook tires off the car. That's why you get tire sponsorships if you can. Put the decals on the car. You power it up with a big old nasty turbo, and you pitch it into every turn. So when you come through the street, you're sideways as you go, and then you go down the street.
You watch Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift.
There you go. There you go.
That's why I said Fast and overall.
That's
do you know how to do that?
Yeah. I used to build cars like that. We used to build 1,000 horsepower Supra twin turbos for the street.
Sponsored 1,000 horsepower.
What
weight?
Supra would be, that's...
You mean a Toyota Supra?
Toyota Supra. You could take an inline stock motor.
Can that beat a Ferrari?
Oh my God, yes.
They smoke them. What about Corvettes?
Not all Ferraris. There are some Ferraris.
What about Corvettes?
Give them a run for their money. That's got great traction. That's the only problem you suffer from.
Are they all-wheel drive?
What is? That's no, they're rear, but they have traction control. See, the problem
But they're also
with
going to
Supra,
be moving to a mid-engine.
yeah, and you have to put big fat slits.
I just can't believe the technology for Japanese cars.
We built cars that we handed the keys to people and said, you better watch it.
What did your son have invested
into that car? He put about 15,000.
Oh, I thought he had way more than that.
No, you have 50 plus the price of the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 15 grand.
15 on top of the car.
Yeah, $15,000 and just building a motor. And
how long has he had it?
He's had it for 5 years. He was down, when I sent him to school down in Orlando, he was part of a street club. And they had races and stuff, and he was out there. They spilled the beans one day. He's like, yeah, Dad, you used to street race, right? I said, oh, yeah. Well, I started doing it too.
And you really need street racing, honest to God, on public streets.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do.
Do you ever hear Hot Rod Burger King back in New York? Out in West Islip? It was like the biggest drag race in New York City. People would go down there and race them for pink slips. $1,000 races. Oh, yeah. We used to go there all the time, man. We were nuts. All the stuff you see with these rednecks doing this stuff, we were doing that stuff years ago.
Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 K-Now.
All right. I fired you guys' emails. Everything like that.
He said you gave me the digital com.
Yeah.
Is it for women or both?
Everybody. I'm actually even putting teens. I based it as Auto Basic for teens and everybody else.
So, there was a company called Newskin that used to sell a lot of shit.
Absolutely, it's still around. Somebody else bought them out.
I thought that had died out, but it's bigger than ever.
Big industry. The reason I got out of it, the people making the money were building the parts. That was who was making the cash. Whoever designed the part could make money. And the guys installing
There's some Volkswagens here, 900 horsepower. Now that's not to the wheels, right? That's the shaft horsepower, right?
No, it can be to the wheels. Absolutely. On a dynamometer? Absolutely. Most people are measuring crankshaft power because they're not in the dyno room. I used to do dyno testing on engines and wheels. Yeah. I raced the Volkswagen. We had 1,000 horsepower on the Civic. That's the car I had.
1,000 horsepower?
1,000 on methanol, ran on alcohol. Absolutely.
What do you mean, like, when you filled it up? So you didn't...
It wasn't street racing.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't street racing. And we raced against the Volkswagens. They were so fast. Those VWs are nuts.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. Today is car day. We have Al Aramas from Pro Auto Care, Jeff Fick from Kimmer Transmission, and we have Flexident of Colorado. And, you know, Nick Yutzy's been doing this for many, many years. And the biggest problem is if people come to him after they've been somewhere else and it was screwed up, I don't think you can fix it. Can you, Nick, when it comes to a paintless dent repair? Because if that metal's overstretched, are you screwed or what?
Yeah, if they take it too far, or
So a bad paintless dent repair is too hard to fix, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they can go too far with it, crack the paint, then it's unrepairable. But there are sometimes a guy just doesn't know quite what he's doing. I can get in there and knock the dent right back in and work it out and make it good.
You should take it to the right place to begin with, and if you're not sure if it's paintless dent repair, just take it to them. I mean, really, you can usually tell by just running your fingernail, and if the paint's chipped or dented. Now, sometimes, Nick, I don't know if this is possible. I'm just asking. Is it possible the clear coat gets damaged but not the paint?
No, not typically.
No, because if the clear coat's damaged, the paint's damaged.
Yep, that goes all the way to the metal.
303-713-TALK. Jerome says he won a new trip. Let's examine it. By the way, it is car day, but we'll take any and all calls. Jerome, tell me about this award.
Hey, Tom. So I went to the boat show, entered some contest, and won a free trip.
There are very few genuine free trips, but
I get it, and I'm very suspicious. I've talked to them twice. They bear it as not a timeshare, but a discount, a wholesale travel club.
That's it right there.
Travel club.
Here's what's good. That's what it is. You never usually, I should say never, I don't know, but we have never seen where you get truly a free vacation. Never. Where you go, I guess unless you're on the Price of Right,
Timeshare.
That's what it, but his is not a timeshare, it's a travel club, and they're the same, not the same thing. Right. Same, what I mean is, they tell you travel discounts. You got to pay to, here's how they all work. You pay to join, and then you pay to play. And I contend that there's not one of them, not one, you can't beat on your own.
Some people might go to a 2-day, whatever resort. Long as they don't sign up at the end, they kind of got a free vacation, but I don't think it's worth it. That's some high-pressure crap.
They must get some pretty good closing rates for them to spend that much money.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, it's you got to go to a 90-minute meeting before.
That's where they get you, man.
Is that the only thing? Only one meeting?
Yep. Yeah, one 90-minute meeting, and it's for the travel club, and so I didn't know if anybody had heard about it.
It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Okay. Travel Reward Info or travelreward.info. Listen, everyone operates the same. Generally, you pay to play.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to join? Do you know?
No, I tried to wiggle it out of them, talking to them several times, but they won't give up.
They're not going to give up that ridiculous number. You're going to be sitting there for that 90 minutes. People around you are going to be toasting champagne. Welcome to the club.
Oh, they make up. Yeah, they even pretend sometimes. Hey, so and so, yay! And they have a big celebration. It's such bullcrap.
And then you feel like you're on the out, and next thing you know, bud.
But also, they make you feel guilty and obligated because they do treat you so well. I mean, you're thinking, wow, I'm getting this free vacation.
And doesn't your family deserve this?
Yeah.
You deadbeat. You need to buy this for your family.
Jerome, tell me where is the trip, Jerome?
Well, you can go to San Diego, you can go to Mexico 4 days, 3 nights, or you can go to Florida, Orlando. They have quite a few destinations that you can choose from. And the qualifications, they want to make sure you're a U.S. citizen, earn over $55,000, speak English, and that's your only qualification.
Usually there's age in there. There's no age on yours?
Well, of course there would be age. I mean,
I don't mean 18.
Oh. Yes, 55.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because they're targeting, disposable, income and people that travel. We travel.
Man, if you can put your invisible earmuffs on and shut up and don't buy anything, I guess it could be a free deal. I don't know if it's worth it, though, because I've been to some of those. I'm so fired up afterwards, even though I never signed anything. I'm miserable for 24 hours afterwards.
Yeah.
Why? Because you waste...
Oh, just because they get... Once they know you're not going to sign, that really nice attitude turns into you're a scumbag, you're just here to to take advantage of us. Boy, it'll put you in a bad mood quick.
Yeah, me and my wife have done it.
What's that?
We've done it, me and my wife. My wife went in to check up. She said, "Hi, we're the suckers. We're here to check in. God is my witness."
Did you guys, how was the presentation? High pressure?
It was for the Hilton.
Was it high pressure?
They tried to be a little bit, but my wife was real good. She told them I had just lost my job.
What'd you get?
I swear. I swear. We got a $200 certificate to stay in any of the Hilton hotels. And we got to stay at a resort in Orlando that they had there for 3 nights.
And you really got the 3 nights?
Oh, you better believe it. God is my witness. I can show you the reservation.
Wow.
It was nice.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I just can't stand these. I can't stand them. But Jerome, if you decide to go, let us know. Gary, what do you need, Gary?
Hey, Tom, how's it going this afternoon?
I'm doing good.
Good. So I have a kind of a general question about buying used cars from a dealer versus an individual. So if I was to buy a used car from a dealer, and I took it to get it inspected within, I don't know, let's say 20 days, 30 days, and it didn't pass inspection, my understanding is that there's a legal obligation that I can bring it back to the dealer, and they either make it past inspection, whatever needs to be repaired, or it's automatically undo the deal.
Okay, a licensed dealer, unless it's sold as a towaway, must sell the car with an active test that's recent or a 3-day voucher. So if the 3-day voucher means just that. If you do not get it checked within that 3 days, you're done.
Pretty much the same with an individual, though. There's just no teeth.
Technically, you're right. Technically, individuals need to sell cars that are compliant. They don't have to provide a voucher, but there's no license to lose.
Well, now, he kept saying inspection. He didn't say anything about emissions. Is that the same thing?
That's what he means, I think. Right? We're talking emissions.
I'm talking about inspections. I'm sorry, emissions. So let's say it's 3 days, but again, if I bring it back to the dealer, I'm asking if I'm understanding this
Yes,
correctly.
if it doesn't pass, the way I understand it, if it does not pass, and you did it within that 3-day voucher window, they have to either make it pass or undo the deal.
Okay, that's my understanding.
Or face a complaint by you to the AIR program.
Or if it's exempt.
Right. I understand the exemption. So the question is, if I buy it from a private individual, do I have basically no protection? That if he says, "Oh, sure, it'll pass," and then within
it's really easy. It's really easy. You're going to get the car. First of all, you should be getting the car checked anyway, and a good mechanic will know if it's going to pass. Al, do you have a fake machine that would tell if it's going to pass or not?
Yeah, it's a 5-gas analyzer. But here's the thing.
But would you know if it's going to pass?
Pretty close, Tom. Here's the problem. They're doing it on a dynamometer. They're actually putting the vehicle under a load, which I have no simulation. And here's the thing that I tell customers, because they call me all the time about this, buying from private party. Say, hey, I love the car. I'm thinking I want to buy it, ready to go. Can you go get an emissions test?
That's right.
It's that simple.
That's not what I was going to say, Gary.
$25.
You can get an emissions test, and then if you decide to, if it doesn't pass, then you're out to $25.
That's it, too.
Okay, so the real protection from an individual standpoint is say make it contingent on, in other words, don't actually buy the car until it passes the test.
And
if you wait
hold on,
afterwards,
you should also go and have it checked by a mechanic, and that's going to cost you. So both, or have a mechanic come to you.
Yeah, no, I agree about the second part about getting inspected. That's kind of that's an automatic. I would never buy.
Except you wouldn't believe how many people don't do that.
Well, listening to your program, yes, I guess I would.
Man.
But the bottom line is, from the emission standpoint, if you're buying it from an individual, in some way, shape, or form, you have to make sure that it passes before money changes hands, because you have no after the fact.
Well, I think
you could sue them.
I think you could sue in small claims court if it's under $7,500, or county court over $7,500 to $10,000. However, here's what I think. Why go through that trouble? I would simply first go and see if the car's in good condition.
You know what's wild
and
about
then I would go
tests?
Get emissions.
Just explain this to me. What are they supposed to do in the first place? Just cut down on or make the air quality better, right?
Well, that's the whole idea of the program.
So how come, like Colorado Springs, no emissions? Here in Denver, emissions. hell does that? If everyone, it just makes no sense.
It makes sense.
For
it
the
does
life
make
of
sense,
it.
actually.
Well, the air program, because
it's the amount of vehicles. It's the amount of pollution produced.
It's also the air quality. That's right.
Exactly.
It was instituted here because of the air quality, and guess what? The brown cloud went away.
They're doing a very good job.
It went away.
They're doing a very good job.
But people will argue. That they're so clean it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. They've extended the length that you need to get an emissions test because of that fact.
Well, then how can you say that program's still working good then? Why do you attribute that to the program?
Because in the beginning it did.
Yeah, because it's all about levels. When we read those levels on the older vehicle, they were polluting.
It also forced them.
Clunkers
but
probably
Mark,
cleaned up.
Mark,
it certainly did, Mark.
The program is what made the manufacturers make cleaner vehicles. Otherwise, they wouldn't care. I mean, that's why they are making because all that the government used to be concerned about was CAFE, which is the fleet mileage, the average fleet mileage. But now, instead of just the average fleet efficiency, they want to now know the emissions. So I think without government intervention, you wouldn't have frickin' any safety features. I swear to God, I mean, you make them as cheap as possible.
Absolutely nothing would do. And I believe it was the federal guidelines that caused the cities, or the states, should I say, to implement their emissions program.
Yeah, because if you had dirty air, you lost a lot of federal money.
Absolutely, for roads and bridges and stuff.
So, you know, it all works in concert. Listen, I don't like overreach of the government, but, man, there are many areas that the government helps us. And then here's the thing, though. The overreach or once we get the idea and once it's working, you don't have to keep pounding the nail all the time. You know, so that's the thing. You know,
isn't there some country where after a certain amount of years you have to get rid of your car?
Yes, in Japan.
Japan, absolutely.
303-713-8255.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
I don't know what they do. I think they crush it. The fabulous thing is that it opened up a whole other industry. They take these cars, put them in salvage yards. They're cutting them up, recycling metal. The motor, powertrain, and driveline, they're called JDM. They load them in canisters and ship them across the world. I bought a container, 40-foot container with 25 engines. Oh, you better believe it.
And then what, do you rebuild them?
No, you get running motors. These are running motors.
How many miles on them?
Usually around 60 to 100,000.
60 to 100,000.
Does it even matter?
What?
The mileage.
Yes, it does. I mean, you want these.
Well, why? No, not when you buy them. I'm saying Japan. Is it a 10-year or 100,000?
It's mileage in years, and I can't remember which it was, but I believe it's over 60 on some vehicles, depending on the year. And the reason we would buy
they make you buy a new car?
The freaking motors.
Or a used one.
The motors.
Yeah, but the used one has to be in the window.
SI models and stuff. They have the better camshafts, more power, higher dome compressions. We were installing those in cars.
Okay, guys. The Raleigh House is an addiction treatment facility. In fact, there are a few facilities around the Denver metro area. They even have a beautiful rural setting in eastern Colorado with equine therapy and more advanced therapies. Here's the idea. The RaleighHouse.com is dedicated to treating addiction, whether it be prescription drugs, illegal drugs, or alcohol. And here's the deal. They have an informational line for you about anything concerning addiction. You don't have to feel high pressured or sales. They'll tell you even about other programs. They'll tell you about cost and insurance and telltale signs of addiction and how to approach an addict. 720-730-9722. It's sponsored by TheRaleighHouse.com. 720-730-9722. Don't forget about the Raleigh House if you know anyone affected by addiction.
Welcome back to the Delta Show.
They said Laughlin came off so defiant in court over this deal.
Oh, really?
Oh, they said it was a tale of two stories. She came off just like this, what did I fucking do wrong? And then that other chick came off as like...
The girl?
Just like she...
So Al, why did you buy it?
Not admitting guilt, but came off like, yeah, I understand what's going on.
People would change out the little single overhead cam 1.5 motors in their Civic. We drop a dual cam VTEC motor, get the Japanese computer, convert these cars. These kids driving
Anyway,
around
I was
275
talking earlier
miles
about the
an hour.
handicap vehicles.
Yeah.
I ran into this guy over in Littleton. It was a handicap conversion pickup. And I thought this was something unusual. They're doing several of them now. They're doing them primarily with the Chevy platforms, with the pickups and the Suburbans. They actually take out the driver's door, take the driver's door and rear door, and they weld them together and make it so it lifts up and down like so. The center pillar in between the front and rear seats is removed. And then they've got literally a platform. Comes out and here I can show it to you. Here, this one was just when they're done with it, you cannot tell from the outside that these things have been converted. They're beautiful trucks. Here's one right here. Yeah, you can see it. The platform here, the whole door assembly, it's electric over pneumatic, and they do them with the Suburbans. Looks like they're doing the 3/4 ton.
Holy shit, that brings out the whole chair.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can do them that way too, or you can have it where the chair goes onto that platform like we were just looking at there. So it depends on the mobility necessity of the individual. Now that adds a substantial amount to the vehicle. You're looking at a 2019 Chevy pickup for $72,000, which is about $25,000 more than it would cost you to buy it normally.
Where are you reading this, Mark?
Fox News, man.
Oh yeah, you probably won't read anything else from anyone else because
it's crazy, man. That's one of the headlines
That's
too.
the standard entitled person, huh? You get in court and they...
Well, it's funny. They're polar
I'm pretty.
opposites.
You can't come after me.
Courtroom artist describes polar opposites between Hoffman and Laughlin.
Do you know who I am?
Well, she was on freaking Full House. What a piece of shit show.
And did she do a bunch of like Hallmark or Lifetime movies or something?
They took her off of Hallmark.
Yeah, but she was doing a bunch of those
I don't know.
feel-good Christmas movies.
What did he buy?
I just don't know actresses.
Huh?
I just don't know their names.
Put them on.
What they are.
What are you talking about?
When
It was a new one, though,
this
right?
actress is over there. I don't know them very good.
Sure.
Man, Hannity's put on some weight, hasn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, holy shit.
I know. He's like
Yeah, they said that about me too.
a roly-poly.
I like him, but I can't.
I didn't mean watch.
You know what? I don't.
I didn't mean you were a whale. You jumped to conclusions. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Jeff Vick, Svelte, and Fit, and Alaramis, Mr. Adonis. And we have, I don't know how would you describe Nick Yahtzee? I think the last name does it. Yahtzee.
No words.
What does that
does.
What is the name? The name sound. When your name sounds like an insult, get over here, you Yahtzee. I mean, that's a hell of a thing. All right, you have a comment on Ford trannies. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Tom, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I mean, I've owned my last 5 vehicles were brand new Ford trucks. And last year I started doing some research to replace an F-150 with 200,000 miles on it. And frankly, I'm driving a Toyota 4Runner now.
Uh-oh.
For the reason, I mean, 6 speeds, 10 speeds. I mean, even then they were having write-ups through a lot of different websites of the transmission problem. I mean, they lost a loyal Ford customer with all this, the way they screw around with these things.
You know, it's too bad. Did you look at Chevys, by the way?
I did, but I was kind of finding the same thing. They were having issues with some of their engines.
Really? What about Chrysler? Dodge? I mean,
no, never. I just never been a
Toyota.
I looked at the Tundras, but again, it was just, you know, price-wise, those things were just out of whack. They were too expensive. And the Tacomas, I think the bed was just, you know, if I was going to get a truck, I wanted a full-size bed on it to use it.
All right. But, well, you know, thanks for your observations, man. John's got a question for Major Mark Major. Or Major Mark Mouth. Is John the one that left that?
No,
voice?
I wish, Tom.
Oh, and the only reason I mentioned Major Mark Mouth is I asked him if we could reference that voicemail because it was private off the air, and the guy was funny. I don't think he was hateful. I think he was kidding around. Do you?
I think he was drunk.
He was lighthearted when I spoke to him this morning.
That's what I thought. Anyway, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I went down to McDonald Hyundai, seeing about what Mark Major's deal he had.
Love those guys.
For the deal you got.
Yeah.
I got to get a deal going with them. I'm sending them too much business.
What did you end up doing, man?
Well, they told me that the deal you got was a 2018, and it just had the side mirror,
sensors.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
it's what they call a value edition, so it comes with all kinds of stuff. But yeah.
And so I got the 2019 SEL for 17 out the door, taxes and everything.
Wow.
You know, you were saying 14.5, but they were saying what you got was different than what I got.
Yeah, well, obviously there are different trim levels for sure.
Well, mine was an 18. It had more stuff, but it was a year older. Mine was 13,300.
But new. It was brand new.
Brand new. There's
Just
no
a year
difference
older
between that 18, 19. Now, I got another listener, a 17 value edition, not the SEL. No, I'm sorry. That was a limited, was about 17.4 for the limited.
Okay.
And that's got leather and stuff. I mean, it's crazy, though. If you look at some of these other dealerships, they're getting about 19 or 20 for what you paid, though.
Yeah, I felt good about what I did, yeah. But they were just setting me straight on. So I was saying, no, he got a 2019, and they said, oh no, it was a 2018.
No, mine wasn't 8. I got the last 18 on their lot. It was brand new, and it was a screaming deal.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but they said they couldn't do that.
No, you still got a great deal.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We certainly have a lot of time and some lines open, so call us. And guys, I'd like you to be thinking of some specials maybe. And then, Al, you want to tell us about a seminar you have going. Not a, what do you call it, a clinic?
It's called the Car Care Clinic.
I like the way you do those. They're very informal. We'll do that in a second. Okay, so I want people to get ready to take this down. And then it's really cool. It's for teens and, like he says, everyone else. But it would be excellent for your teen. Lori?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I recently just quit a job through a temp service.
Yeah.
My first check bounced twice, and I had a hard time getting it to clear with the company.
Well, man, you're in good hands with Colorado because they have an aggressive labor department.
Yeah, and then I still haven't got paid from my last check that I was supposed to get 2 weeks ago, and I'm being ignored by the CEO, who I saw on Facebook is currently spending some time in the Cayman Islands.
Maybe he spent all his money getting his kid in college. Lori, listen, where did you perform the services? Where did you work?
In Illinois, and they're out of Texas.
You worked?
Out of Colorado. Sorry.
They're out of
Colorado.
They're out of Colorado. You worked where?
Okay, I worked in Colorado, and they're out of Texas.
Okay. So where did Illinois come in? I'm just curious.
Sorry, that's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Lori, listen. You worked where, though? Like, what did you do?
A CNA job for a rehab facility.
Okay. I was wondering because there are certain mechanics and liens rights, but I don't think this comes under that. You know, it would be nice if they did, though. Who knows? I mean, I really don't know that. That would be a good, interesting topic, though. But you were at a facility, not in people's homes, right?
Correct.
Yeah, then it wouldn't matter. So here's what I would do. We take the information, and we have the pit bull with lipstick get on it, Deputy Daff. Well, she's prettier than a pit bull. I'm talking about her personality. We would let her take
First
a hold.
you call this man.
I didn't call Al anything.
A whale.
I never called him anything.
No, he didn't actually say that. I put the reference because they found me on the beach in a wetsuit.
I said they found...
put 2 and 2.
I said he was laying on the beach in his wetsuit and they pushed him back to sea. I didn't say anything about him being a whale.
I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
Lori, seriously, how much are you owed right now?
With fees that I had to pay for the bounce checks, probably around $400.
Did you go to the facility directly where you walked or worked?
No.
You should.
Where is it?
Because you want them to stop using this company, and you want them to know that you're coming after them. And I'm not going to give you legal advice, but I'll give you some information. It's called Quantum Marriott, which means they receive benefit, and they owe you money because they didn't reject the benefit.
Well, the other thing that can do is start shaking up that temp agency that they might lose that account.
So I would definitely say, listen, I know you're not involved. Excuse me. They are involved. I know you're not directly responsible, but you are indirectly, because I provide service and benefit to you, and I wasn't paid. Your arrangements with them is coming into question. You're going to get some results. First, you talk to the facility, and you use those words. You say, you know what, I think you got Quantum Marriott. Or you say, here's what I would say. I'm not going to tell you what to say. I would say you got Quantum Marriott, which basically means you got value. And you better pay me for it or get your agency to pay. Or I have to take steps. I'm going to the Labor Department, and we're going to disclose the name of the place in the media, because I have not done that yet out of courtesy. And Tom told me to do this. I'm serious, Lori. People, when they throw our names around, it works. So start there and call us back. Rod, after all this trouble, you want to know where to buy a Ford. How about not buying one?
I do want to know. You know, I've always liked them, and that's what I want to drive.
Okay. A Ford truck or a car?
It's going to be a truck. I've been looking at, I think it's the XLT. Is that correct, I believe?
I think ever since they went to the big letters on the front, people love that's an attractive grill.
Yeah, it's a very good grill.
It really is.
What year are you looking at?
You know, I was looking at an 18 is what I was wanting. About 35,000.
Yep.
Kind of my budget.
Very good truck.
I'd get it. Personally, I'd never buy one, but if I was going to buy one, I'd go to
There's a lot of opinions in this room. There's a lot of opinions, and I get it. And I have no dog in a fight. I drive a Chevy.
You would go to AutoNation?
Yeah, because they're large enough to where if I ever had an issue, I can create just hell. So, yes, I would.
Yeah, that's true sometimes.
We've got good connections.
You know what? Silterhar, though, has a really good name. And remember,
they do a good job.
We established they're the original people, right? Because they called us.
Where are they?
Golden?
Up north, right?
I thought
Nevada, isn't it?
See, we're all wrong. I don't know. Silterhar. It's not Golden?
Wadsworth.
Okay.
Wadsworth? Okay.
Silterhar has a good name and probably the longest established.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, price-wise, as far as, you know, a lot of these places I know up their price and then try to wheel and deal. Is there a place that kind of like, hey, this is a price?
Don't do that! Mark, he's asking for a one price. Hold on.
Send him to a one place.
One price place is not the lowest price. Not that you care. You may say, well, I don't care about the lowest price. If you don't care about the lowest price, but it's usually the highest price. That's the problem with it.
This is Denver's Talk
That was all
Station,
his setup. He didn't like Ford. He wants a one price. That was a bullshit call. Wait. Who would call in after what we've been saying about Ford? And then one pricing over the months.
He did that with that. Yeah.
It was just a ball bust.
To irritate us?
Just a ball bust.
The new Fords are built very good. I have week service.
I got it for $13,300 plus tax.
What his is 18.
But they're gone. There's not one left in the state. I got the last one.
They fixed their problems with their motor. They had problems with that engine with that 3.2, right? It had problems with phasers and all kinds of stuff. They've made a much better product. It's
that
not
one with
the
the
big
6060, the 6080, the 6090.
Did you hear about the celebrity battle?
Okay, the 6R140.
Oh, I read about it. She's nuts, man.
I'm not going to turn
You know who, one of the best stories you ever got to hear her tell, Stern won't tell it often, is Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell said something about Stern.
We were talking about the Nissan Fire.
She fucking did not do her show or anything for months. People were camped out threatening to fucking kill her by her house and shit. He shut her fucking life down, and then he called off the dogs after a while. Oh my God.
Are people that
It was probably the worst roar ever.
Are people that nuts?
I know, people are.
What I like to see on the groups.
Hey, the guy is asking her what you would charge to put the name of the video, name of the company on this.
What do you mean? K. Howard would never allow
it. Okay. He's just asking.
Yeah, just say
Big time trouble on the drive downtown as the Friday lunch hour continues. Now we got a 4-car crash there on the southbound side of I-25 at 20. Right under the bridge there, blocking the left lanes. 2 lanes are blocked solid, back up to I-70. Also, the crash was found
I can take that.
I'll give you icon.
All I need is Scotch tape
But they don't have
and a prayer.
Be careful.
YouTube or right? No?
That earlier wreck westbound I-70.
No, I'm saying to replace this with the company logo. K-How would never do it.
No, you just take a finger and wrap it around there. Have it right
Today on the high 43 right now.
Well, get
Yeah, you're an instigator.
You can get
No, somebody's
sweatbands.
asking.
Dude, you can get sweatbands with the name
Or
on it. Put them right
sweatbands.
I'm going to tell them sweatbands over.
Sweatbands.
One exception being an airborne car. Seen it covered.
That was the last time you saw someone wear a sweatband.
I wore it the last
Okay, on Icon Eye Care for complete eye care. Now, I got the clear lens exchange where I never need glasses again. It's cataract surgery, but you don't even need cataracts to have it. That's why they call it clear lens exchange. And you'll never need glasses, and they focus. Now, listen, they also do LASIK, of course. They've done numerous LASIKs, like, what, thousands, hundreds of thousands. Icon Eye Care, the best. 866-GOT-ICON, 866-GOT-ICON. Icon, eyecare.com for all eye exams and fixes. Icon, eyecare.com.
Radio gets you in that St. Patrick's Day mood with our own original station.
And when is St. Patrick's Day?
Everything from traditional Irish
17?
to party songs.
17? So they're going to be doing it
Always
weekend.
be 17.
You know, this
So you have a bunch
Dusty
of parties
is
and
still
stuff.
saying he got the shit knocked out of him and he's going to prove it.
Who's that?
Oh, he's delusional.
He's an idiot.
He's delusional.
He is delusional.
Michael Jackson also said he was innocent till the day he died. So.
And you know what? He probably was.
No, he
All I can think was,
I stopped him dead cold.
right after he died, and then they had that balloon boy incident where Tom went out and was going to help bring him down out of the
I'll
air.
never
and shit.
forget.
Oh, that was
Peter Royal said the funniest
What an
line
asshole
ever.
I was.
He goes, here comes, Cal, what did Peter say? Here comes, he called your helicopter, like, actually it was kind of cool.
He was on the air with us at the time.
Yeah, he was, I know. He goes, here comes Tom, and
We were
TS1.
laughing. God, you know what?
What a
honest
hoax.
to God felt. You know, like when you see like a little puppy being like mistreated or something. I felt like, oh fuck, there's a little boy in there. I really, really thought.
You had no doubt in your head there was a kid in there, right?
Well,
I could
everyone
think of-
said.
My God,
you know,
Michael
the
Jackson
father
figured out how
said.
to order takeout.
That's what bothered me. That's what bothered me. And I didn't think I could save him. I was just going out so when it landed, we'd be able to find him. And I thought, this kid, he may not even live. So we're flying around. And, oh, what a dupe.
Did anybody come on and said, okay, 50-pound kid, this is how big of a balloon he would need?
No, it was going too quick.
Listen, we didn't know because it was, it could have supported a little kid.
Yeah. Dan said his
I mean,
kid
we
would
didn't do
never
the
land.
math, Dan, because no one really knew.
He told his kid these parting words. He said, look, this night's going to be really rough, but after that, it's Disneyland.
That's what Joan Rivers said.
Michael Jackson's definition of a perfect 10 to 5-year-old.
That's terrible. I wouldn't even laugh at that.
Oh my God. I'm waiting for Macaulay to come out. You know, well, I would assume somewhere.
I'm Tom Martino here. Okay, listen, got a lot going on. Dennis has a Ford comment. Go ahead, Dennis.
Hi, Tom. I'd like to start by saying I'm a Ford guy.
Okay.
I've had Chevys. There's a reason that Ford has the best-selling small truck ever, the Ranger, the best-selling medium-sized truck, the F-150, and the best-selling heavy-duty light truck, the F-250s and 350s. They've been number one for years and years. My daily driver is an 87 Ford Ranger that I absolutely love. My heavy-duty solution to that is a 97 Ford F-250.
Other than your testimony that you love him, what else?
Well, I would not touch a new Ford with a 10-foot pole, especially
Why?
the 6.7 diesels.
Why?
If you do anything even moderately difficult to that engine, they've got to pull the cab. That's $1,000.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, that's Ford's brilliant engineering solution.
Is that true, Al Ramos?
Tell me the question, because I lost track. I was typing something.
He says you got to remove the cab anytime you do major engine work, or even minor engine work. Dennis,
do you want to know something pretty cool? they've actually figured out on a lot of the pickups and trucks, it's actually easier to pull cabs and do some of the drive lines in the. They found it quicker.
You pull the whole damn cab?
Yeah, it's easy.
Wait a minute. With the where do the seats? Do they stay in it?
Yeah,
or?
Everything stays in it. They
Wait, you just take the top off?
Yeah, they pull it off like any of the vans.
Why not just the front part? Why the whole cab?
Let the guy talk. What were you saying, man?
Yeah, so there's multiple stuff. Because
No, this guy.
Not this
He's
guy.
talking a particular Ford, though.
Which
what
one?
Is it?
6.7 diesels.
Wait, when you say take the cab, now this is not what I'm getting. Does the floor of the cab come up and the seats and everything come up like?
Yeah, it's one piece.
Okay, so wait a minute. So then the only thing left are the rails and the
frame
and the frame
and the driveline
and the motor.
Yeah,
which you're working
it's easier to that cab comes up, everything intact.
Yeah,
the floorboards are still intact.
Yeah, they've made new lifts now to do this.
What about the gas pedal linkages and all the linkages?
Yeah, you disconnect them. Remember, most of these cars they're all drive-by-wire, Tom. It's electronic connections.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I kid you not.
You unplug.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's new technology.
Anyway, Dennis wouldn't buy new ones because he says it's too labor-intensive. And Randy, what about new car purchases? Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, Tom, I heard the guy that was a formerly sincere Ford enthusiast, and he gave up on them. I've had 8 Subarus now, and when I went to buy the last one, I learned that they had an engineering defect that was causing them to run out of oil. There was a class action lawsuit. I waited till Subaru fixed that. Now it has a light that comes on if it's low on oil, and they don't use oil.
Well, hold on, though. They don't make pickups, though.
No. I'm just saying, if you're going to buy a vehicle, a new vehicle, you better get online and do the research, because there are engineering defects that come out in different year models.
Yeah, with everything. Thank you. Rick, you have an electrical problem? What's going on?
Hey there, Tom.
Hey.
I'm having some work done on some property that we own, and it's going to be a pretty healthy amount. Should I get a contract with that electrical person and kind of
Hold
get
on.
a ballpark of what the cost is
Are
going to be?
you talking about new installations and rough-ins or service?
No, this is going to be a replacement. These houses were built in the early 1900s, and he's going to go in and replace the service lines and then put new plugs and things in the houses.
So are you rewiring the houses?
Basically, yeah.
I would go to electrical construction firm, the ones that do the rough-ins and do more of the new builds than a regular service, because a service company not set up for that will be too expensive.
Well, and that's what we kind of figured, but the houses are old enough to be lath and plaster, and to take that out, we have the nightmare of...
well, first of all, what are you... So you want a retro without removing walls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it on the outside of the walls.
Well, then, hold on. Then service companies are really adept at that, good service companies, because you're talking about snaking through existing walls, right?
Well, we're not going to snake. We're going to put them on the outside of the wall in those in little channels, and so we don't have to disturb the lath and plaster.
Why the hell? Is that even legal? Is that under code? Can you do that?
Yeah, it's all under code. We've already...
Now I'm going back to contractors who do new construction. I would do a commercial one, actually, because they know how to do all that conduit. They're better at that.
How many places are you talking about, man?
5 houses.
I would go to a commercial contractor who does commercial electric construction. Really.
I got someone I'm pulling up.
Okay, just hold on a sec, Rick. Manuel. What's happened, Manuel? You have an 08 F-150. Let me guess, you have problems.
Yes, it keeps sticking in park.
How long has it been going on?
It just started maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 3 months ago.
Okay, so it's
getting worse. It's getting worse. But I know about the council.
It's 11 years old, and how many miles?
40. It's got 42,000.
That's all?
That's all.
Why is it sticking in park, Jeff Vick? Put on your little beanie.
Well, most likely it's probably just a brake switch, because the computer and the steering column have to know that you've actually got your foot depressed on the brake before it'll pull out of park. When they go bad, it doesn't send that signal, so it stays locked inside the column.
So what do they call that part for me to order? Because it looks like I looked on YouTube. It looks pretty easy to replace.
Yeah, it's just either a brake switch or a brake light switch.
Yeah, because you can't get it. You can't get the button in.
Yeah, no, they're pretty easy to do. There's not much to it.
Okay, is that it? That's why.
Most likely the reason.
What do they call that part? I mean, what do they call that piece?
It's they usually either call it a brake switch or brake light switch.
It's just it's like it's a switch.
It's a small piece. It's down by the brake pedal.
A position switch,
Yeah,
really.
absolutely.
It's a position switch, Manuel. Just take it to one of these guys on the referral list. 303-713-TALK. Dennis says he has another comment. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, Tom. So, Ford has their issues. However, I was watching one of the fake news local channels last week.
Yes.
Consumer Reports came out with SUV and truck problems.
Yes.
That list was entirely occupied by GM products, except for a Dodge half-ton pickup, who took the #1 spot as far as problems.
Okay. Okay. I mean, Dennis, I don't know that to be true or not, but I take you at your word. So you're saying they're not the worst.
The Fords are not the worst, according to Consumer Reports.
And besides, what difference does it make? You like yours, and you're having good luck with yours, right?
Oh, I wouldn't give you... You can have... You cannot have my truck, but you can have my left arm.
Wow, this guy's diehard. Thank you. 303-713-TALK.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
I thought he was going to say, but you can take my wife.
Please, just give you a professional.
Please! I like my Ford pickup. There's plenty of room for my makeup case and my starter.
I get your listeners in my store, and they pull me over to talk about the people in the show. Can I have a word with you for a minute? I need to talk about Mark Major. I need to talk about Martina. The customer's pulling over to tell me yesterday, Robert was talking with me about wheelchairs. Unfortunately, I flew in. He just called me, apologized, and said, I'm sorry to get you in trouble. I go, me? In freaking trouble with Tom? Holy shit.
Oh, he's the one that called in yesterday.
Yeah, that's Robert. He's a wheelchair guy. He didn't.
Big Bear Floyd.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing my stuff in my shop.
He has one of those roll-up ones.
Really? Yeah, he's totally handicapped.
Why do they bother making those fucking things with channels? It'd be easier to have a seat. All right, fix it 24/7. The $39 people, that means for $39 they will come to your home. That's the call charge, and they'll find any problem. Now listen carefully. When they find the problem, if you get it fixed, they credit you the $39, and you'll never find better service or parts. Here's the deal. If you don't get it fixed, all you're going to pay is $39. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. To find what you will pay, 720-526-3939.
Proposition 112. Take a look at that number. No, 58% to a yes, 42%. This was a big one, and the voter said absolutely not.
Oh, wait, where was that guy that said Major Mouth Major? Was he on the air? He wasn't on.
Tonight, it failed.
Oh, Norm?
Last fall, Coloradans like you and I went to the ballot box.
How could you
Tom,
eat
30 seconds, Simply Floors, 30 spots.
I don't know how you eat a BK.
We voted to protect funding for schools, protect jobs, and
there's
life. But
you know what, though? I forget about big medical bills and shit. Or it could be from a while, too. It could be it's been building. Yeah, and you've been putting it off, you're right.
And pass a law in the middle of the night to shut down energy production across Colorado.
Hey, locals, that's the guy. Mark said he
Call
was
your
there.
legislator and tell them to stop SB 181. 303-866-2904.
Okay.
Stop SB 181.
Mike's coming on. I was just editing a video this morning about Simply Floors. We went out and shot some video, and we interviewed Buddy Mitchell, the owner. This guy has a great business philosophy. Everyone wins. He wants his salespeople to work and win. He wants his installers to win. He wants the consumer to win. Everyone's happy. That's why you get such great service. And he's in a buying group. That means he gets the same prices as the big boxes, but he passes the savings on to you. You'll get better prices, 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50%, and great installation and service. Simply Floors, Inc.
simplyfloorsinc.com. They're at 52nd and Ward. Drop by or make your own appointment at simplyfloorsinc.com.
My money editor Matt Wood here.
But it's probably going to be mad at me.
What do you guys think on these Macs? What do you think on this 737 Max? You think it's a fucking...
Yeah, they grounded them.
Software. Do you think it's a problem with...
This one was set to die, they said. It was on the wrong setting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that all pilot error?
Yeah.
Is it lack of training the pilot?
The co-pilot had 200 hours flight time.
No, 200 hours in that plane.
In that plane, yeah. In that.
Yeah.
So is that the main problem?
Isn't that little?
But he's a co-pilot. At one time, he had 1 hour. I mean,
you're right.
Co-pilot,
okay.
That's what co-pilots do. Otherwise, you don't get time.
Oh.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. You should, in all cases, be able to override it. I don't understand that part. I mean, the whole idea with autopilots, you always should be able
They
to...
said he got on that box and we need to fucking turn around now, basically, and then they crashed.
But why couldn't they override it? I don't understand.
I don't know.
I may not know enough about these
They
planes.
said he seemed shaky and freaked out or whatever they used.
I would be that way, too.
The pilot.
I was just on that plane. I was just on that plane Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. What happened to that guy looking for a bankruptcy attorney? We could have given him somebody. Just go to the referral list at referrallist.com. Gene's got a comment on Ford. Go ahead, Gene. Welcome. What's happening?
Yes, hi Tom. Hey, I bought a 99 Ford Expedition from a neighbor up the street, and I accidentally put my all-wheel drive into 4 high, and the turning ratio is different. So my nephew, I was told that I needed a new.
Hold on. Do you think you think you ruined it just from doing that one time?
No. It don't make a U-turn in the middle of the street like normally. So people want to keep it in all-wheel drive. Okay. That
Guys,
was my comment.
are you picking up on what he's bringing?
Yeah, he put it into 4-wheel drive lock.
Yeah.
So you're going to get that puddle jumping as you're trying to take a turn.
But you don't want it in that, do you?
Only under strict conditions.
So what do you want it in? All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive or
all-wheel drive, yeah.
Or two-wheel.
Yeah, I was told by these mechanics that I need a pump, for the steering pump and all that stuff like that.
No.
Then my nephew came by and he seen that it was in 4 high, so he switched it back and it's fine now. But I really love it. Okay. And I bought new tires that it'll go through anything.
Yeah, well, I will say don't go back to the mechanic that told
Well,
you to
thank you for letting us know. So Gene said...
He's on medical stuff.
Gene says he put it in a lock 4-wheel drive. The jumping, somebody said he had a bad steering problem. That's just plain ripoff. I mean, they were trying to sell him steering. He didn't need it. They were going to go in and unlock his tranny and said it's fixed. Man, there are people, though, that assume that if you don't know anything, they assume they can take advantage of you. Lonnie, hi. And we have some lines open, and I know I can get some in right now, 303-713-TALK. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Yeah, I was just looking at a lot of these car selling apps, and they have a lot on there for like Carvana and Vroom. Are these reputable places to buy online?
I know Cars.com has been around for a long time, and they're reputable. But the best system is Blinker. We love Blinker. It's live and local, and we know the people, but we examined it. It provides financing, and it provides information, and it's just great. It provides protection. Cars.com does none of that, but Cars.com simply is prolific and has a lot of people using it. But the functionality of Blinker.com, no one does it better. No one. As far as the functionality.
Dan and I both sold our cars through Blinker, and it went perfect.
And they do all the banking, they do all the legal contracts. You don't have to do anything, and it's all done on your phone, including the signing.
Everything. I got more than I thought I would get.
Did you even meet the guy?
Yeah, I met him test drive at Sam's Club. In the app, you say, hey, where do you want to meet for a test drive? We both chose, different things. We met at Sam's Club. He drove it. He came back.
With you in the car?
No. I let him take off. Blinker background checks him before I even met him. They know everything about him.
I don't know about okay. Did he leave a car when he...
Yeah, he left his, and I took his keys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it didn't matter too much because it was a rental. I remember thinking, well, if this guy does drive off, I'm holding his Rent-A-Prize Enter car.
Anyway...
Rent-A-Prize Enter car.
It went great. Oh... Rent-A-Prize Enter car.
I have no idea how the hell I
That would be a good name. So, Lonnie, I would use I would use I would use Blinker.com. And by the way, it's an app. I call it Blinker.com, but you can download the app. That's what you do. You do it on your phone.
What do you think of these ones that you buy it online and they like ship it to you, like the room and?
No, I don't like any of those. But here's what. Listen, I have purchased in the past online, and I have done it sight unseen. But here's how. I have a rep in that city. You can hire an inspector. You can hire people to verify funds or the car, and the dealers are licensed. You check with the state. It's real deal, but not just a service. You keep saying Vroom. I mean, I don't. You know, just because they have a fancy name doesn't make it right. I would only deal with an online service that has a brick and mortar place somewhere that I can actually see. So yes, I've purchased online in the past over the years. I'm not saying purchasing online is a bad thing, nor even long distance is a bad thing. But you have to lay eyes on it or have extreme trust or credibility of the seller. And you have to know what you're getting and have it checked out. Okay? I mean, that's the real deal. Steve, what did you want to say? Steve.
Hi there. Hey, I just was going to say that the Action Center for Jefferson County is having their beautiful junk sale today and tomorrow.
What is that?
It's a fundraiser that they do to raise money for their center, that they provide facilities, you know, things for people that don't have jobs. And money.
Okay, so where is the sale?
It's at the Jefferson County Fairground.
When?
Today and tomorrow.
Well, good. Do you get good deals there?
Oh, yeah, there's great deals there.
Is it like a flea market?
Yeah, it's like a gigantic flea market or garage sale, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you calling. Okay, guys, Pro Auto Care, any specials you got at Pro Auto? Oh, no, tell us about your seminar. When is it?
Yeah, so we're doing this in April, okay? We do one in Denver, one in Littleton. The one in April is going to be the 6th. It's a Saturday. It's 9 to 11. I'm giving away tons of swag. I myself will be teaching, doing this stuff. Great, geared towards teens, helps them understand cars.
Good.
Bring your parents, because they probably don't know anything either.
To find out more, it's easy. 303 Pro Auto.
Yeah,
right?
Go online. We have it posted right there.
303proauto.com to go online and find out more. Jeff, any special?
I'll do for the first 5 that contact me on email. Just go to transmissionsdenver.com. I'll do $200 off any major repair or 10%, whichever's more.
$200 or 10% off a repair. You just go to
transmissionsdenver.com.
Transmissionsdenver.com. What do you got?
Now's the time to get those hard-hit ones in that we didn't want to touch during the heavy part.
What are you going to do?
We'll give it an awesome deal. I mean,
awesome deal. Flexidentofcolorado.com. Save all your problems for me.
My neighbor's always transmissionsdenver.com. I thought I gave it to Dak to change. If you're taking it off the website,
who you're talking to. That's like the blind calling the dumb blind.
We really should have that website on your referral list.
Yeah. Yeah, the email's still Jeff at Timbertrans, but if you go to contact and send like that.
Oh, you know what they wanted you to do? They wanted you to sign on them. That's what they wanted to do.
Nick!
I see you! Oh, no, look, I tried.
I should do that someday.
I didn't know that.
I should. When he's doing a Pro Auto, I'm going to spin this Pro Auto side.
Can you get her to change that?
Well, it would be me changing it.
With an aeroplane.
This is the one, timbertrans.com.
That would be